Casino Galactic Soul, the Honorable Brother, the Revolutionary yourself, Darius Lockhart, and I'm here to tell you to watch Powerbombshells every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on the Fight Game Media YouTube channel. That's right, every Sunday at 1 p.m., and that's on time, every time, because when we stand together, what time is it? That's right, it's nation time.
Welcome to Powerbombshells 194. I'm Mel, that's Sam. We're just two broads talking about the wrestling we watch. Happy solstice, everybody.
Yes.
Hope you're having a good shortest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yes, and if you're joining us for the Southern Hemisphere, happy solstice to you as well.
Yes.
But for now, your days are going to get shorter.
Sorry. Sorry,
we need them back. Thanks.
Yeah, we do. We need them daylight hours hard.
It was funny because we had Daza, you were close. He predicted that you were going to wear reindeer ears and you got your Santa hat. And I should have worn, you know what? I have a Santa hat too. I guess I should grab it real quick.
It matches my Garfichu Christmas sweater that
I do have, right here my Panthers Christmas hat. That I got it when I used to work at the stadium, and it used to have the little thing is broke. If I can find a back to it, then I'll do it again. But it has little Christmas lights around it, and so you turn the battery on, and when I was working at the stadium, I got the very last one, and I used to have it. People would come in and be like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Here," but it's the last one.
That was the very last one,
and I have, you know what? But I forgot. I don't know what I was thinking, because I was debating on do I wear Juice Robinson because of what we're going to talk about, or there's another shirt I was considering because Friday will be 5 years since the death of Mr. Brody Lee. But I think I'm going to save that for the pre show to wear it for that.
Oh, you know what? Thanks for reminding me, because I have a Brody Lee shirt from after that was for the family.
Right.
Okay. The Exalted in Heaven one.
Yeah.
I grabbed one of those because I wanted something. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the one that I got.
I forgot how close to Christmas that was.
The day after. Yeah.
Sucked.
And so I was like, I was going back and forth. I was like, do I wear it today because it's leading into it, or do I wear it the day after? And I was like, I think I'm just gonna save it for
next
the
week.
Day after. Which is probably a good thing, so I wouldn't be wearing a festive hat with that. I mean, he might have appreciated that, but
yes, probably true.
So I was like, well, I will go. I wish I had remembered to wear the Christmas hat sooner, but it's here now.
It's here now, and it looks adorable. I love it.
Thank you. And for the people who are I make Pete says that he is going to go put his Christmas jumper back on.
Perfect. I love
it. And for the people who are asking, there's Nikki. Okay. Nikki has not been feeling well, and so she wasn't sure if she was going to be, how much she'll be in the chat today. She may be in and out. But
she may have to listen to some Metallica and work on it.
I am going full disco for Christmas. Might as well. If I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna be sparkly. I was like, I still love sparkles and shiny.
Shout out Daza though. I'm not reindeers, but Garfichus. So
close enough. But also, thank you to everybody in the chat who wished us a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Same to you as well. So thank you for that. We appreciate it, and thank you for being patient with us. We were unexpectedly off last week, but it was. I think it was more that it was mostly just the sore throat and a really bad cough that I dealt with for about 10 days, but it kind of lingered after that. But like, it was to the point where you could not hear me very well. And it was like back to almost from like when I had my second surgery and could like barely speak above a whisper. So you guys would not have been able to hear me. And then it hurt to talk. I coughed constantly. I was like, so like a few days leading up to like that Wednesday before the show, I told Mel, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the show on Saturday. I'll keep you posted. And then I was like, on Friday, I was like, yeah, it's not happening. I can't. I was like, you're more than welcome to find a guest host if you would like, but I was like, it's a no for me.
Yeah, it worked out perfect for us because we had our first official end of open enrollment for the plan year 2026. Wow.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it's really funny how people, even though, and you know, the main like number one topic on the tongues of everyone for like months has been health insurance.
Right.
Until you actually have to go pay your bill. People
Right.
don't really take things that seriously. Wow. I mean, I think it's good. Like in the grand scheme of things, I think, you know, we came out the other side. We made it. I pulled my first all-nighter since like I can't remember when. But
yeah, I asked Mel, she was practicing for Wrestle Kingdom.
I'm going to try. I mean, in fairness, like I get up pretty early anyway, because we kind of like, Bob's the kind of person, he doesn't like to just go to work. He likes to sit and have his coffee and relax and everything. So we get up early.
Yeah.
I was like fly out the door gal back in the day, but nowadays I'm like, nope. Because when you have to perpetually describe the difference between co-insurance and co-pays to people, you really just need to sit and watch your morning news people tell you about the cool stuff in your town.
Right. I get it.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, and so that's why I was like, when Mel
it worked out okay.
Mel was like, I think I kind of need the day off. You know, it would help me too. So it worked out for both of us. But we did miss you,
of course.
And of course it happened. It was, you know, then, you know, it was right after a week. So we missed obviously being able to talk, which we'll briefly talk about it. We can just talk about it now. Because I have in our notes what we missed from last week. And the two biggest things were the Babes of Wrath becoming tag team champions, and then obviously John Cena's retirement and how that worked out. And so that was the other thing. I had taken last Saturday off because I was supposed to be at a family Christmas party, and I ended up not going because I didn't want to make anybody sick. Like I never had a fever or anything like that, but like my aunt was like, but you don't want to. She's like, if other people get sick because of you, you're gonna feel bad. She was like,
she's not wrong.
Yeah, and then Nikki,
because you are a caring and sensitive soul who believes in science. You unfortunately know that had everyone else come down with the ick because of you would have felt terrible.
Right. And there were going to be kids there. And
you're a good person, Sam.
And so I was like, because I had I was like, well, maybe I'll go. And my mom was like, I don't know. And my aunt was like, I don't think you should go because she's like, if people get sick, you're going to feel bad. And she was like, and then Nikki ended up not being able to go because she was dealing with something. And so Nikki and I stayed home and watch wrestling. So I still watched Collision, not on time, but I didn't have to cover it. So I got to just enjoy Collision. Which was
you
nice.
guys kind of got to me up and have a nice, like, you didn't feel good, but you could have like a pajama party together. And
so we just kind of hung out, and then we debated. I went back and forth about, did I want to watch John Cena's last match? Because I just did not care because of how they've handled this run. He also is an open supporter of Vince McMahon, so that also makes it hard for me to care about. Even though I've watched him, I was a fan of his for a really long time. And then I just decided, I was like, I have watched his entire career. I think I do want to watch his last match. And so that was the only thing we watched from that show was we just watched his match. That was it. We were gonna watch the tag team match with Javon and Leon Slater versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, but our friend had changed his login and he didn't answer until after the match. But the tag match only ended up getting 6.5 minutes. They pulled Leon Slater off of an indie show in Germany to have this match, and then the match lasted 6.5 minutes. So that they could give John Cena and Gunther as long as they wanted. And that match went on entirely too long. John Cena and Gunther probably could have ended like 7 or 8 minutes earlier, maybe even 10 minutes earlier. I know, but I mean, I get it. They're just John Cena's final match to try to give the people their money's worth. But I just, for the match itself, like it was fine. It lasted too long. I knew Gunther was going to win. Like, I knew as soon as the match was announced, I was like, oh, John Cena's going to lose his last match. Like, I just knew that was going to, And apparently that caused like people in the arena like lost their shit. Did not think it was going to happen. People were crying. People were angry. People were yelling. They were booing the hell out of Paul Levesque when he came out there. They were just booed him like crazy. Then they booed, and then apparently, because I didn't watch the aftermath stuff. I watched the aftermath like with John Cena, but like the post show stuff, I didn't watch. And people were booing Paul Levesque. They were chanting AEW at him. And I said, that's one of the things I posted on Blue Sky. I said, that's one thing AEW fans will never do. If they are mad at a booking decision, they will never chant for WWE.
No.
TNA, New Japan, any other company, but absolutely not WWE. They're not going to chant for another
No, we
company.
might say don't do WWE stuff, but we'll never start chanting WWE.
No, I mean, and somebody was like, no, they'll just tweet Tony Khan, which is exactly right. We'll complain
just
on
hammer
Twitter.
his comments, man.
We'll complain on Twitter or on this very podcast.
Properly. proper angry wrestling fans.
Yeah, we're not going to chant for the opposite company.
And so certainly it was not
funny
that company.
because so that match happened at like ended at like 10-ish, around 10 o'clock Eastern time. And so the stuff was happening. And I was like, they're in Wales. They were in Wales. I was like, that's like 5 hours ahead of time. I wonder if somebody's going to wake Tony up and get him to tweet. And I was like, he was probably up watching it. And he tweeted like a half an hour later and was like, thank you to everybody who watches AEW. Join us this Wednesday at 8 p.m. We'll be in Manchester for one of our biggest shows ever. And so like he tweeted like we expected. It was just promoting his own product and stuff. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with John Cena losing. I knew that was what was going to happen. My issue was that he was repeatedly put in sleeper holds and kept being Super Cena and like hulking out of it and then getting put right back in it. And I was like, just pass out. Like, just stop. Like, don't. And then he just has this weak ass little tap. Like, he kind of smiles, which I missed the first time. Then he just kind of has this weak ass little tap, which I guess was supposed to be weak because he just couldn't fight anymore. But like, I was like, why? You should have just passed out. Just let Gunther, you didn't have to tap. You didn't have to give up. You could have just gone to sleep. And that would have been it. Because Gunther, it would make sense because of who Gunther is, the type of wrestler he is. And he did the same thing. That's how he ended Goldberg's career. Goldberg didn't tap. He passed out. You could have done the same thing here. So that was my only like issue with it. But apparently it's been like a lot of people were pissed off. They were like, we knew John Cena was retiring. Gunther's already a made wrestler. You didn't have to put him over. You could have just let John Cena win. And I was like, I'm pretty sure John Cena went out the way that he wanted to go out. But on the other hand, John Cena has said multiple times, like, I do whatever they tell me to do. Like, because people were trying to blame him for stuff. And he's like, no, I have never asked, because, they were talking about, like, the Brock Lesnar stuff. And he's like, I don't have anything to do. Like, I wrestle whoever they put in front of me. I don't. And so it was just, and then afterwards.
I don't know. I feel like just for me, so I don't know. I don't want to insult the intelligence of any particular fan base, but I am under the assumption that most wrestling fans recognize that when a senior wrestler is retiring, they usually largely try to put somebody over, regardless.
But they said that's
and I know it's because Gunther's already over.
Somebody was saying that that's actually not the case. That because it was when wrestlers were leaving other territories, you would put somebody over on the way out because you would not be back in that territory. But for TV wrestling, that was not always the case. I mean, in some cases, yes, obviously, there are some wrestlers, but they said that's actually not the norm as much. Because that was my thought too. But they said that that's actually not the norm as much as you would think.
Okay, so I stand corrected.
And then. I did see, so John Cena did I didn't watch the interview, but I saved the clip. John Cena did go on to Cody's podcast And so he says the reason he smiled when he tapped out. So I saved this so I could go back and read it. So he said the reason he smiled as he tapped out is he said, so now I'm out there. They hate the guy I'm working with. They universally cheer me. That is fucking rare. And for the last 5 minutes, everything I preach about the story and drama and having a conversation with the audience, the ones I love are in the front row. I know my colleagues are watching on the monitor back there. We're just in a sleeper hold. So as I essentially take my last breath, I've struggled. If you think of somebody, the natural cause of scenario, or however we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it. They struggle. They hang on just long enough to make sure they say goodbye to everybody that's been meaningful in their lives. And that whole day was so many unbelievably vulnerable, meaningful conversations. And then you realize I've connected with everybody I love. Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take the last breath, and that's it. I hate to keep going back morbidly to obituaries, but like, this is a person who died peacefully. So that is his reasoning.
I mean, I think you said it. He probably went out the way he wanted to.
Yeah, I think that.
I mean,
maybe he didn't have.
He went out the way they wanted him to,
yeah.
too. But maybe it was a mutually like, because he's a company dude anyway. So.
Oh yeah, forever. I mean, he signed a 5-year ambassador deal, so we're not done with him. Like, he's gonna be back.
Oh no,
like,
he'll still be doing Make-A-Wish forever. He'll still be doing all the stuff he does. He'll still be on his Legends deal until the end of time. He'll get in the WWE Hall of Fame, obviously.
Yeah.
It's if they even wait, is he in it already?
No, he's not in it. But and then one of the things I was going to say. So like, even so, when he gets out to the ring, like, they did have some people ringside. So like, Kevin Owens was there, Sami Zayn was out there, Trish Stratus, Mark Henry, Rob Van Dam, and then behind them was Nick Khan. And then somewhere close by, because I saw a video later, Bayley and CM Punk were watching from the crowd together. And then Bayley, I think, tweeted that she missed his tap out because he did something and she twirled around, and when she turned back around, he had already tapped. So she missed it.
Shit, I looked at my phone.
And so then they have, of course, the entire locker room empties. Well, they booed for a while. They booed Paul Levesque more than they booed Gunther. But after the show, that Gunther had to have extra security because people were trying to follow him and they were shouting at him, and so they had to get more security. So there is some heat on him, and I will talk about what happened. I'll tell you in a minute what happened on Monday night. So locker room, of course, pours out. Everybody comes out there, and Cody and CM Punk get in the ring with him because they are the current champions, world champions for Raw and SmackDown. They give Cena their belt. Cena goes to each corner holding up the belt, and and then they hug and whatever. And then Paul Levesque gets on the apron, boo the shit out of him while he hugs. Then they play this nice little video package, and surprise, surprise, here comes the message from Vince McMahon, and that's what made John Cena cry. He didn't cry until Vince McMahon.
I had forgotten to remember to think about if Vince had actually made any sort of appearance on that situation. Yeah. And because I was so busy over the weekend, like I said, I really didn't get to dip in. I saw the outrage a little bit on like Tuesday during the day, but I kind of was picking up like bits and pieces. I know I listened to Jim Valley yesterday and I was watching his show, and so I heard sort of the feedback, and I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. It's not my thing. Obviously, we've talked about this a million times, but yeah, so he did make his way on there, huh?
They filmed an appearance. He was not. They did confirm he was not backstage. Linda was there. Linda was watching up.
I knew.
She was up in a suite she was up in a suite with RFK Jr. and some other shitty people from.
Are they talking about A1 together?
Probably so. And look at all those people down there. We're gonna jack up their student loans and take their health insurance, and that's probably what they were talking about.
Triple, quadruple, or septuple their premiums.
Right. Yes.
Screw them with debt, and then build a whole bunch of bad for the environment about. AI centers. I'm sorry, A1 centers.
Yeah, so for somebody Fernando said Triple Mark talking about Paul did not need to walk out to the ring and insert himself in other's moments. Not even Vince McMahon did that. Yeah, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he doesn't want to be on TV." I have a friend who says, and I don't know how serious he is, but the more I think about it and watching that play out, the more I believe it. Paul Levesque is mad that he didn't get to have a retirement, so he ruined John Cena's retirement tour.
Oh, Paul Levesque is a one-man band. That dude cares about...
Who do you think Vince McMahon is the pettiest motherfucker in wrestling. Just, there's nobody more petty. I mean, there's other petty people, but
no. The second most petty person is Triple H.
And Triple H learned it from
Vince. It goes Vince, Triple H. That's it. Like that's it. Go back. It was so funny because it's my friends over across the pond there. Well, my friend, John had me watch like the 92 superstars leading up to them being at Wembley Stadium, the WWE's back when WWE.com, like this stuff was good on the network. Right. And so we did that as like a project together. And so I was watching all of these things leading up. Like we watched like a bunch of stuff leading up to the actual event and then the event itself. Go back to 1992 and watch him as Hunter Helm, say
the Hunter Hearst Helmsley, yeah.
Go listen to him cutting promos. You can see it in his eyes back. It was there back then. You could see it. It's like in his eyes. It's in his psyche. And I look at him now after, like, it was weird because I was watching him cut those promos back from them. And I was thinking about him in the present was like, he was telling you who he was the whole time.
Right. Yeah. He's been in your face with Hunter Hearst Hogan.
True that.
But yeah, he like my friend was like, I think that he like booked this on purpose because his retirement was handled terribly. John Cena even came out in an interview like 2 weeks ago and said he wanted to do like a whole year-long thing. Like he wanted to do like hundreds of dates, and they're like, we don't need you for that. And I was like,
I hate
and then he inserted himself in the retirement. Like he came out there and was like in the ring with John, like because he didn't get his moment because he was forced into retirement because of his heart.
Got to stick himself
and
in
somebody was joking, and they said that it's because Paul Levesque thought that John Cena was the star of a show called Pacemaker and got mad.
Good job, whoever said that. Nice one.
Yes.
High five.
Whoever you are,
fellow writers
your best in the chat. It was great.
That's amazing. Whoever said that wins. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
I think it's funny because like I was chatting with someone about this is like because we were watching sort of the fallout more than it. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not above being like Schadenfreude Jones over here and just watching the fallout from. I do it just as much with like my local Facebook group. That's my town group because the moderators are very, very liberal with who they let through and what they let go on in there.
Right.
And that's like with fair groups too. It's hilarious. Like it's fun sometimes. That's where I get my, like I said, Schadenfreude Jones. But it was like, now they're doing all this stuff where it's like he is taking some heat for his booking because it's been going downhill apparently, and he's
it's been shit this year.
Okay, that's what I've been hearing from you guys that are watching, whether like you're getting paid or just watching, is like it's very bad. And now he's doing this new era shit, which
every time he has a new era every day, like this. Nobody, he always it's gonna be.
I'm making jokes with it now.
2 months ago, he just says shit. He talks out of his ass. Nobody should believe a word that comes out of his mouth.
That guy needs a lifetime supply of butt cream because of how much he's talking out of his behind.
Yes. Michael said he's not a WWE or Cena fan, but using his retirement as a cash grab instead of a career celebration is nasty work. Yeah.
Michael, it's on brand though.
It really is. It was, you're right. It was more of a cash grab than anything. They made shirts for like because he had 36 states. They made shirts, I think, for every town because it was his thing was the last time is now was obviously what they were calling it. So he
there's
had
some
they had one like obviously on each of the European shows. It was like I saw John Cena on the Last Time Is Now tour. Like so they were making shirts for like every city they went to that he was in for the last time.
There's some completionist nerd out there that had to have them all too.
There's a bunch of like John Cena merch up there. I think there's one that's like every single like it's a shirt that has like every like era of John Cena like on a thing, and like so they've definitely been making about a cash grab. I mean, you can do both. There's a way to do a cash grab and also honor the person at the same time, and you very easily could have done it with somebody like John Cena, and I'm
pretty sure if I'm now I might be again speaking out of my own behind, but I'm pretty sure Tanahashi's retirement sold out. They're going to make plenty of money on that, and they didn't need to sell a whole bunch. And we know they're terrible with merch, so they weren't making 1,000 shirts. New Japan
actually honored Tanahashi, and
that's the reason I really think I'm getting like I am trying, like, unless my body or brain fails me, I am like really, really seriously because it's Tana's last.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
and I mean, we get up anyway to watch Wrestle Kingdom, but we absolutely are not missing.
No, I'm going to cry like a baby. Like a baby. I am going to weep like a child. I fret myself. I'm like, bring your tissues. I keep sharing waterfall gifts every time I talk about it. It's hilarious. Tana's the best. I got a picture of him like behind me.
I know. I need to catch up. I haven't been keeping up as closely as watching this one, but I really will. There were the two matches from this weekend that I really want to see. I really want to see his last match with Haramu, which was on Friday, and then today his last match was with Despy. So I don't make sure I watch both of those.
I figured I'd cheat and watch the last two, like because Steven and Jeremy dropped their Wrestle Kingdom review show, I think. And then the one right before that had a bunch of stuff that had like they were talking about all the shows that had gone on. So I was going to cheat and watch their last two episodes.
I need to watch the last episode because tomorrow, I mean, I know what's happening to an extent, but I need to be more. But tomorrow I'm going to do, I'm guessing on a podcast where we're pre-recording, but it's to preview January the 4th. So, I mean, I know what matches are happening and I'm aware, but I was like, I need to watch their show before tomorrow afternoon. And then I had already had that plan for like 3 weeks. It was like right before I got sick that I was asked to do it. Then, so I agreed, we picked a time, got it figured out. Then I get an email on Friday that, we're doing the World's End media call tomorrow at 1:00.
For Pete's sake.
I think it's at 1. Like it's either 1 or 1:30. I think.
I got all my client. Like I literally was scrambling around, so I got all my client Christmas cards together, and like that's like they're getting the last of them are getting in the mail. But like my friends, all of you are going to have to, and I know that no one expects it, so it's not like a big deal or anything.
Yeah.
But my holiday cards are going to be wizard cards this year. They're going to arrive precisely when they mean to.
Exactly.
Because I need to do my holiday cards the way I do them because it brings me joy. And I do things like people wrap presents and listen to their, and they have their traditions. Yeah. This is part of mine, and I haven't had any time to really do it until the last day or so, a couple of days. So it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter because all the people I'm sending things to don't care when they get a holiday card because it'll be cute and awesome, and they'll be glad that someone thought enough to send them a card. So
exactly.
And the clients really needed that's like time sensitive, because that's important stuff. So it was like, do them first.
Yeah, I ended up playing myself super. Like I finished with my day job on Friday, and somehow tomorrow is super busy. Like I was like, okay. So when I agreed to do that interview, I was like, sure, not a problem. And then I ended up signing. Then I plan to still attend. I may not. I signed up for something at 6:00. Has nothing wrestling related. It's something just for me. It's a free thing, just for myself. But it's and I was already like, oh God, this is 6 to 8. I have to write at 8:00. Like, so then Tony Khan was like, hey, we're going to have the media call Monday too. And so tomorrow I'm off from my day job because I'm off until next year, but I somehow got I'm booked from like 1 o'clock to midnight, basically. I was like, I really, really hope I can fit in that thing from 6 to 8, but I was like, we'll just have to see how I feel after the podcast. And also, I was like, now I have back-to-back podcasts after taking a week off because I couldn't talk. And then
you had to double up to make up for it, you lazy
apparently
jerk.
so. And
kidding,
then,
I'm totally kidding. I'm so serious.
Yeah, it just. But before, I did want to say before we start traveling down another road, to bring it back to John Cena for a minute. So, or basically to Gunther. So, I was like, how is Gunther going to handle this? Like, I'm really interested in his response. So they open Raw by showing what happened, recapping it. And so they know what they're doing by showing what happened, showing him tap. Then Gunther's music hits. And as soon as it hits, just booing the crap out of him.
So
like,
this
and
is on Raw on Monday.
Yeah, this is on Raw on Monday. Like,
of course.
Maybe they piped in a little bit, but those fans, they were like pissed. So then he comes out and he's just like laughing. Gunther doesn't show emotion. He's soaking it all in. They're booing him.
He's really good at that. I've seen him back to the indies. Like, he just takes that. There's signs of talking about him and he's just laughing and he goes around and is like and like even prior to this, like he was apparently posting to his Insta stories people's reaction to John Cena losing with his music playing in the background. So all weekend he's been following these John Cena fans. So he goes around, he's just like soaking it all in, standing in front of there's a video on Saturday from Saturday, some little kid was yelling at him and he told the kid that he was uncultured. Because he said that nobody likes you. And he said, yes, they do, because I have culture and you're uncultured. Or something like that. So he's like her out. So he's like really just taking this all in. Gets in the ring, grabs the microphone, and was like, I made John Cena tapped out like a little bitch. And fans, and then he just drops the mic, starts to leave, gets almost all the way up, and he comes back down. Goes over to commentary. Stands on the table, grabs another mic, said, I made John Cena tap like a little bitch. And he was like, and I think he said something about how he never gave up. And how it's his time now, is what he said. And the fans got super pissed. And it was hilarious. And then and then he leaves. And so I thought, so then they cut backstage. And Adam Pearce is like, are you proud of yourself? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you can go home. Like, get out of my arena. I don't want to look at you anymore. So that was it. So Walter, because I saw it. Gunther goes outside to his car. AJ Styles was waiting. And AJ Styles, so they kind of teased potentially either a WrestleMania match or perhaps Gunther is the one who retires him because AJ is next. AJ has already announced next year. That's right.
Yep. He won't give a date. And after what happened to John Cena, I wouldn't give them a date either because they if I were AJ,
Walter.
I would take my last match and just peace out. So they kind of hinted at that. And so Gunther gets in the car and before he drives away, he says, AJ calls and drives off. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, that might be the best WWE content that I've heard of in ages.
Yeah,
he was amazing. I got to see him at the Evolve at the KOC a couple times, and he would heel on everyone while he was wrestling, which was amazing. And then I remember when they saw him because John and his friend were when he won the OTT belt, and a bunch of people at OTT I don't think expected him to win,
right?
But he did. And they were all booing and doing the same thing. But him and his friend popped. They were so hyped. They were the only two guys. I'm like, if you listen, the only two guys in the place cheering are my friends. Great. But it was whatever. He'll be fine. He's the kind of person that he's got the kind of charisma that he can make that work for him. They're lucky that they've got him doing that for that situation because
like I think Gunther was the correct choice. I mean, maybe depending on how they handle it beyond this.
I mean, who knows what
maybe
the booking is going to be.
So that was really funny that we got that. Now and so I ended up, that was what, like, he was like a couple minutes into it, and I was like, I'm already claiming this as my love. Like, I'm writing this for the Love Hated article. That's great.
Pretty funny.
And so I was like, now the thing is like, okay, if his time is now, like they really have to follow. Because I asked him, I was like, so what's next for him? Have we heard any plans, like any rumors for what's next? Because how do you follow this up with Gunther? Like, you have to do it right. Like, if you are going to have him retire Goldberg and John Cena in the same calendar year, then you have these fans who are so pissed off at Gunther. Like, how do you follow that up? Like, you have to do it right. So it remains to be seen how they will handle it. But from the first, as of last Monday, I really enjoyed and appreciated how they handle it. Now we'll see what happens after that, how they follow it up. And so that hopefully, I mean, it is WWE, so I don't have high expectations for how they follow it up and how they handle it. But
but it would make your job a little more enjoyable.
Maybe, and I think somebody in the comments said it, and was a conversation we had, was like, retire AJ Styles, you can retire Chris Jericho. a lot of people want him to be the one to retire Brock.
I wish, and I would, you know what? I'd be happy if anyone retired Brock, and if it's Gunther, fine. That's be great. That can be his legacy, is he's retiring all these old guys and sending them to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And then he can start making fun of them and calling it the Hall of Shame. There, I just gave you that one for free, Gunther. There you go.
The Reign of Terror Gunther style.
See,
yeah, exactly.
I might even watch something like that here and there, like at least clips of it.
I think I've told this story on the show before, but how I knew Gunther was a heel was because when he came to PWX, and it was after the show, he was hanging out with the person who was the first person named in Speaking Out, but we didn't know at the time that he was terrible. But there was a girl was selling cupcakes. They were wrestling themed cupcakes. She always did them. She had one that was peanut butter and chocolate, and that offended Walter. He was like, why would you do that? Apparently this man's never had, maybe they don't have Reese cups in Austria.
Wow. I don't know. From a culture of people that aren't, because Germans and Austrians put mayonnaise on their French fries. So
right. So
I don't know why peanut butter and chocolate is offensive to you.
He was super offended, and she was like, "Do you want to try it?" And he just made a face and walked away. Like,
well, it's too bad she didn't make a French fry with mayonnaise frosting cupcake.
But that's often what I think of when I think of Walter. Yes, he's this incredible wrestler.
Okay, I can't do it. I hate mayo so much. Not the town of mayo.
I can't stand mayonnaise at all.
It's not a thing for me. The only thing that I ever use it for is potato salad, and I've learned to do a Greek yogurt version of potato salad. So
Nikki, on the other hand, loves mayonnaise, and so she would probably be all about that.
Me and Bob we're hard nose on mayo. Yes, it's like Bob is condiment guy. Like, he gets assorted hot sauces from friends and neighbors and family. Like, my mother-in-law almost always buys him like a big old like sampler of hot sauces for Christmas.
Yeah,
because he loves them. He's the condiment master. Like, I don't not order them. I just give him all the stuff I don't want. So it works out perfectly.
That's like me and with pickles. Like, if I'm somewhere with pickles, I will like take them. Like, my dad got where he doesn't even ask. He just hands me the plate so that I can take it.
You like them or don't?
No, I love them.
Okay, I was like, you don't like pickles.
No, I love pickles. And so I used to take Nikki's. Nikki's gotten now where she eats them a bit more. And we are like, our current favorite thing is pickle hummus. There's a couple different places.
Oh, dill pickles are having their day right now.
Oh, they're making slushies. And finally, after all these decades of me loving pickles
they're making cocktails, they're making cupcakes, they're making like bacon wrapped pickles.
I made because I follow obviously Mount Olive pickles because they're from here in North Carolina, and that's what I've grown up. I mean, I eat other brands, but Mount Olive is like, it's in every
really? That's in North Carolina? We eat
Mount Olive
all the time.
Mount Olive is in North Carolina
because they don't put a bunch of crap in their pickles.
They don't. No, they don't. I love their
pickles.
Just
pickles.
And Yeah, so they had so I'm on so of course I follow them on Instagram and they are always posting recipes. So I follow they have a Pinterest page that I follow, and so they had like I made pickle juice popsicles this summer, and it's
So
just taking
cute.
it's just
Oh my
taking
gosh, you have to come visit us too, because there are two things that the Midwest is great at: cased meat and pickled things. And I like, so if you open up a restaurant in this state and probably the Upper Peninsula as well, and don't have fried pickles on your menu,
Oh my
you
God.
may as well shut the place down.
Love fried pickles. Some people's fried pickles are not as good as other people's fried pickles, but I love some fried pickles.
And that's the other thing, is that not only do you have to have them on the menu, but they have to be superior, because you can't just make them with flimsy ass pickles and crappy frying.
Yes.
This is like any serious establishment in Michigan that not only has fried pickles on their menu, but has good fried pickles on their menu. So you guys need to come visit.
I appreciated that pun. I thought the pickle bombshells
was hilarious.
I was not a bad pun. It was funny.
It was hilarious. It popped me.
It's like, I was thinking about it. I should have like I keep meaning to like post this on social media. I should like make a shirt, and I was like, if you need to know anything about me, it's the 4 P's. It's pickles, pro wrestling, pandas, and pizza. Well, pasta, basically.
Wow, we were remembering the pandas one, because in the Discord this week, when I put a little thing in there, and I said we're back, and it was a raccoon like throwing open the door and jumping out of there, and Brad asked me if you were a trash panda, and I said no, Sam's classier. I'm like, I'm the trash panda. She's a classy, full-blown panda. Like, she's a real panda. She's the full thing. It's very funny.
So funny.
I'm like, no, I'm the trash panda. Sam's way classier than that.
I mean, I guess you could make it 5 P's, because you could add peanut butter there too. But yeah, like
I agree on all of those things. That's good. I myself, I mean, not just like, I love pasta anyway, and then the Italian portion of the fam was really good at teaching me how to make it well.
Oh, yes, we have some real pandemonium. And so Nikki and I.
Hey, you can make all the puns you want. It's no big deal.
They're good. It's just basically, and you know how you make like the homemade popsicles where you just stick like juice or water. It's just you replace it with pickle juice. That's all.
And you like strain the stuff. You know what I love to do with pickle juice that Bob picked up somewhere along the line is brine chicken in it.
Yes, we have not made it, but I have a recipe for obviously Mount Olive has a recipe for that.
It's really good.
That's what I've heard. I've never had it. What else did we make? I was thinking we made something else with pickle juice.
Because you just brine it like you would brine normal, but it's pickle brine instead. And oh man, it turned out so good.
Nikki might remember. There was something we made with pickles what did I make with pickles this year, Nikki? It was something. Why am I blanking on what it was besides the pickle popsicles? There's something else that I made with pickle juice. And
that's so cute. I bought Bob one last Christmas.
Because you can buy just straight up, like Mount Olive sells just straight up pickle juice, like in a big, like, I guess for people who like, if they brine their chicken. With it, so they sell it in a big, like you can just buy a big thing of Mount Olive. Like they sell it, it's like $6.
Yeah, because Bob would just like conserve it when he was like, he would put it into one jar and
like, well, my mom always like, she's always saved like our pickle juice for her beets. Like she always she'd be like, don't throw them out. I'll put my beets in them, and she still does that.
That's awesome. It works really well because it's pre-preservative without being gross, because it's got salt and citric acid in it, which is what you need. So that's that's super cool. I bought Bob for Christmas last year a little knitted emotional support pickle.
That reminds me. So I was gonna say this, and I'm trying. So Nikki and I were at Walmart a couple of weeks ago, and they always have like the Christmas gifts that you can buy that are just usually there's like hot chocolate and all these things. Well, they have this thing from Clausen's Pickles, and I've been debating on whether I want to go back to get it. So it had pickle cotton candy. Then it looks like, at first I thought it was like a candy pickle because it looked like a jelly thing. It turns out apparently that's an ornament. Then it had pickle hot sauce, but I'm not a hot sauce person. but they had pickle hot sauce. And then the last thing is pickle chips candy bar. Like, so it's a candy bar with pickle chips in them, which I love pickle chips. And so I was like, and so I was looking at this and I was like, I can't tell. Like, I was like, kind of sounds gross, but kind of sounds like it would work. Because my Nana read a book one time, and one of the main characters made a pickle peanut butter sandwich.
Oh, Bob would eat that.
I finally
He's done that before.
I don't know why it took me years. And then Nana would eat them because she was like, I'm going to try that. She liked it. I finally tried it last year, and it's really good. It's way better than I thought.
Sense,
and
actually.
you can, and somebody had because I think what reminded me is it was on Mount Olive's website, and they ate it where they not fried it, but kind of like if you were making like a grilled cheese, and so they did it that way, but with pickles and peanut butter, and it actually was way better than I thought it was gonna be. And I was like, and my Nana was like, I've been trying to tell you for years. She was like, you love pickles, you love peanut butter, you should try it. And it was actually good. Yeah, Crash, I don't know. That's why I'm like, it's only $15, so it's not like I would lose out a lot of money. But
I don't know about the Sonics in your area, but the Sonics up here have been rolling out pickle slushes.
They did have, we don't have any Sonics super close by. Like the closest one I think was like a half an hour away. So, and it was only a limited time. It was only for like they only do them for like 3 months at a time. And so by the time we got to where we could have gone to a Sonic, they were already done and had switched over to their salted caramel. So if they bring it back, I really want to try I do want to try the pickle slushie.
Big here right now because, as I said, pickle things are like one of the two staple crops of the Midwest. The other, like I said, case meat and pickle things. I joke all the time, like it's the two things that people around here do best. It's those are like primary sources of like foodstuffs for these folks. Yeah. They eat pickles with everything. Everything has a pickle with it. It is like unacceptable to have a plate of anything without a pickle. You want a pickle? You want a pickle with your coney? You want a pickle with your hamburger? You want a pickle with your...
I currently have their, because like you said, pickles are finally having their moment.
Yes, they are.
They have we've got the pickle Doritos. We had, those were limited edition. We got a few bags of those. The pickle Doritos, delicious. But then they had but I completely forgot where I was going with that because I thought about the pickle chips. What the hell was it?
I got distracted by the other dill.
I got distracted by the other pickles. There was, what the hell was it? Oh, it's driving me crazy. But Nikki said, that they had something else it was another thing from Clausen. They were pickle-shaped gummies, and then it said it was green apple flavored. And then I was like, they're branded with the Clausen pickles on it. So why is it green apple flavor if it is pickle flavored? Right, exactly.
You guys are awesome. This is the funniest thing too now is now that I know that it's like when I see random pickle things that I may not be in North Carolina, I'm just gonna be like, one day you're gonna get a big box of like various pickle stuff.
I'll take it. So mad that I lost my train of thought where I was going with whatever that pickle thing was. Oh yes, she did. Oh, you know what? I think Nikki did get me a pickle sticker for part of my birthday present, and it's adorable.
Aww, that's so cute.
Here it is. I knew I had it still on my desk because I'm trying to figure out where to put it. But it says, "I'm here to eat. I'm here to eat all the pickles."
Aww. Did you know here there's like a local tradition. I don't know if this is a South thing too. But locally in the Midwest, they have the Christmas pickle. And it's a little ornament. And I was like, all my friends were telling me about this because it happened into our trivia this week. Mm-hmm. So it's a little ornament. And apparently all of my friends and neighbors have these. And so it's tiny. And you hang it on the tree. And the kid or person who finds it gets like a special gift.
You know what? I think I have heard something about that before. I don't know how like common it is here in the South, but I have heard that that's a thing.
I guess I may have heard it in passing, but like it was so cute because like a bunch of my karaoke, we were at trivia because they started doing trivia and it's a really fun thing. And it's just like our karaoke, we like all like cheer for each other and are like, yay, each other won.
Right.
like one of my people were like, "Oh yeah, we have 2 of them," and then another guy was like, "Oh yeah, I have mine. I put it on this week," and I'm just like, "Is this a thing?" Like, yeah, the Christmas pickle, don't you know? I'm like, no, I grew up on the northeast coast. We had trees and snowmen and all that normal stuff.
So apparently we've been talking about pickles so long that I make Beats hot for a second to speak to the neighbor, and he came back and we're still talking about pickles. Wow. And Crash said that PBS is in a bit of a pickle right now. Listen, you called it. It was pickle bombshells. So we're still pickle bombshells right now. Yes, this has been Pickle Corner brought to you by the Pickle.
Hey, listen, it can be a little jarring. It can be a little jarring to listen to us talk about pickles. However, we'll get to the wrestling.
We're gonna have to make a special Power Bombshells edition of a pickle shirt that has like a pickle instead of the Power Bombshells. They're gonna have to be like pickles, or like one of them's gonna have to hold a pickle, and then it's gonna have to be like a bright green shirt.
They can be, instead of microphones, they could be holding pickles.
There we go.
Easy fix.
For World's End, I'm gonna need you to ask Tony Khan, how does he rate pickles? I think he's the pickle man for what it's worth. MJF has his own pickles.
That's what I was just gonna say. You just get out of there. I was just thinking this makes total sense why you were so hype about those MJF pickles.
Yes, and MJF, they're still like, I signed up for their mailing list and I never ended up buying them because they're like,
well, they were kind of pricey.
Great. Yeah, they were like $16 a jar. And he's got several flavors. Like he has like the normal like bread and butter. Then he has one with like, I think, honey mustard. And there was like 2 other flavors. Well, because I'm still on their mailing list, because they apparently also sell like I guess they go to like shops and they sell them and have like you can go to this shop and you can like buy them on the spot, kind of like a market type thing. Well, apparently they sent out an email the other day of I think it was called their $100 pickle. And it is a pickle on a gold plate with caviar on top of it. And I was like, that's a no for me. Like, no. I think there may have been one
pickle,
other thing.
and you can keep the plate, and you can keep the caviar.
Yeah, I was like, caviar is nasty.
I tried it. I don't know what the dry is.
I don't like the flavor, and I don't like the texture.
It's whatever. No. I get it, but not for me.
Just give me your $16 jar of pickles. I am not.
Yeah. Especially when you can go and get a really good pickle at the store for way less than that.
Yeah, Crash has a good point. An artistic miscalculation if we put a pickle between the 2 bombshells. Thank you for the tip. We will make sure that we don't do that. I am apparently in my zone. She's sharing my love of pickles. I didn't think we were going to talk about pickles.
It's all right. It's all right. Now we know.
But yes, you know what? Tony Khan probably is the pickle. I wonder if I don't know if he's the pickle connoisseur quite like MJF, but maybe. And I don't
get it though from like MJF because that's like how New Yorkers, we like that area. They like a good pickle too, so that's a big deal. You can't screw around with that either. So.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about that, how Sonic, it was just a seasonal thing that they had the pickle lemonade and the pickle buns.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never know which place has which restaurant anymore because I've lived enough places where I'm like, is that around? Do you have
those?
I
mean, we have Sonics, but like there's not one. There's one like I have like
not close. There's not like a bunch of them.
And so that was part of the reason I never got to it because I was like, I have to go like out of my they were like 25. There's like 2 locations that I can think of off the top of my head, and they're both like 25 to 30 minutes in opposite directions. Yeah. But there's like nothing near.
It's one of those things that unless you're over there, you're not going to do it.
Right, exactly. And the one time we were close enough to one, we were doing something else, and I couldn't. Oh no, it was when I was actually going to. This was several months ago. My dad had gotten into a car accident. He was fine, but he towed his car and he needed a ride. And so where I had to go get him, we were near a Sonic, but we clearly were not going to be stopping at Sonic. I could not suggest, hey, there's a Sonic. Let me go try the pickle stuff. While even though we did end up going to get lunch somewhere else, but he probably would have been like, we are not going there. Listen,
You guys
I love
probably
cheese
did,
too.
right?
I make beats that how I feel about pickles is how he feels about cheese. I love cheese.
The
Like,
cheese is a close third behind the pickled and case meats. They put cheese on literally everything here.
I
Things
love
that you
cheese.
wouldn't expect. Just
Oh,
everything.
I'm sure. It makes sense.
Everything has cheese.
Yes.
Salads have cheese. Everything has cheese.
I bet it
Put
does.
cheese on it. Do you want cheese with that? Sure.
I remember what I was gonna say is the because pickles is having its moment. Heinz ketchup has pickle flavored ketchup, and it's delicious. It's so good. And then there's this woman I found last year from Etsy. I don't even remember how I found it, but she has dill pickle salt that you like can put on everything. Oh my God. I bought it last December and I still have maybe like that much left. And I put it on baked potatoes. I put it on corn. Nikki puts it on her popcorn. We put it on chicken. Like we put it on everything. And so I just ordered because she had given me a coupon and I didn't know if it expired by the end of the year. So I just ordered more, even though I'm not out. And then she also has, I'm hoping if it's as good, and it was funny because when she wrote me a handwritten letter, and she was like, just so you know, this is my personal favorite salt that I sell. Like of all the flavored salts, this is the best one. But she also makes one that's Cool Ranch Dorito flavored. And so I bought that with this last order. So I will have to let you know how that is. And I'm trying to find, I wanted to go back up to this comment before I may have missed it. Because Nikki, where did it go? I may have missed it because here we go. That Nikki said that she wanted to shout out Brad because he still promotes her art. He posted pictures of where he hung it in his home. Yeah, because he's moving offices. And so he had one in his home and one in his office, and he posted over the weekend that they're now both in his home. He's got them in different places. And so yes, shout out to Brad for not just because it's Nikki, but also for supporting non-AI.
We have a lot of great folks in our group here. Brad, Daza, you got Crash, you guys, I make beats. I love you artists. I love your artisty input.
Yes.
We have some cool folks in our group.
Oh yes. No, I'm getting
you and Maria. Who else did I miss anybody? And Fernando. We have a lot of cool
so many
people
have been in here. Yes, we do. Nikki and I do play this thing called the Finch app. It's you take care of this little bird. It's like a mental health type thing. We started playing. Our friend asked us to play because she's mental health something she struggles with, so we play every day with her, and it's just ended up being this cute little thing. You take care of this bird, and they go on little at first Nikki and I have been playing so long, and our friend have been playing so long that it only have like a few things, but now they've like updated it so that you can visit your neighbors. Now they have monthly little quests where you get stuff. It's this cute little thing. And then it's stuff like it reminds you for certain people who need it. Like, you can make a list of things you need to do, which could be like take a shower, wash your face.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that's super awesome.
Step outside. And it has and you can they also have a section where you can bullet point journal. Like you can be what made you happiest today, or what made you angry today, or think of a time when this happened. Like it's a really cute little thing. But yes, my bird's name is Pickles. But it's suggested because
set that up. I had to know the answer. I was like, what's the answer?
And so they suggest names to you, and they give you like these tiny little micro pets so you have a little pet that follows you around when you go on your journey. And you get to go to other places in the world. So then you learn it, it'll ask you so your bird learns things. And so it helps you to learn. Like my bird is currently in Dubrovnik, and that's where mine is at. She's been to Paris. Before that, she was in Chicago.
Does it show you pictures of the area and tell you facts?
No, it has in the background. Do you get a
bird's eye view?
No, unfortunately, you do not get a bird's eye view. But it has the little background. So when she was in Australia, they had the Sydney Opera House in the background, and then they have little things that you can buy. You can buy clothes that are you could buy. I have a little like a little hoodie that says Chicago on it, and then I could have like a little
kind of
like a little hot dog
and
stuff.
like
It's so cute. And
That's
so
cute.
so Nikki and I have been like, I think like both of us are probably closing in on like we're closing in on 1,400 days that we've been playing consecutively.
Nice. You guys
We've
still
been playing
how many hours you play. That's my favorite thing when I look at my video games.
Yeah, and they do this cute little thing. They do like your 2020. They do like your end of year wrap up of like what you learned and like what you did the most of. Like, did you leave like journal entries, and did you like all of these cute little things, and who did you spend time with most, like your little neighbor that you go visit? And you live in a little birdhouse, so you decorate your birdhouse on the inside.
It's like Animal Crossing. It's like a mini Animal Crossing
it's
style game.
So cute. Yeah, and Nikki said that
you guys would love Animal Crossing then.
Yeah, and Nikki said we probably would have. And Nikki said when my back was messed up, she had the goal to step outside because she couldn't go outside. She wouldn't go outside for weeks, and so one of the goals is you can make step outside once, like to get people to like leave their house.
But now, there's one question I have, the burning question: what's Nikki's bird's name?
Apples.
Apples and pickles.
Yes, our friend that got us to play, her name is Sprinkles. Yeah, Nikki said that she almost named hers Cucumber because since mine was Pickles, she almost named hers Cucumbers, but then she ended up naming her Apples just because she thought it was cute. Yeah, because I think you can make your own name, but they have like lists, like you can shuffle through and find names. And they're like, and it's inclusive. Like the birds can be they, them. They have like you can buy like little flags or t-shirts that have like they have like pride flags and things like that. And they also have like you can get, I think some of them they have like you can have it so it has I think there's one that you can have, or you can have a hearing aid. I think you can have
that's awesome.
I think you can have, I want to say there's like some other things that they've added to kind of like make them like even more close. Like it's really cute.
That's really,
I mean, they do have, cool. Of course, they have a paid option because everything does. Sure. And basically, but the free option gives you like all that stuff I just said is under the free option.
You guys haven't had to pay it all. A lot of those ones, it's like you don't usually have to. The good ones you can buy in, but don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to. And they have these things called Guardians. So they help, I guess, people who like can't afford like a subscription. And you can like, I guess people can apply and get access to like the paid version. And so that's the thing they do every month. And then they'll give you like every month you get like a free, like even for us, like every month they'll give you like a free, like a just random, like I have this one t-shirt I have in like 6 different colors because they've given it to me for free.
Yeah, because they give you perks. Like
yeah, it is. I mean, it's fun, and now of course it's to like entice you to play. And like some people have like, because I follow Finch on Instagram, they have like sometimes I'll watch the stories just to kind of see like what people name their birds. And like, and then some of them will dress them like their favorite characters or like their favorite singer or something like that. It's very cute. Yes. Pickle juice is excellent for bad hangovers. It's also really good for cramping.
Cramps.
Like if you get cramps when you run, they're really good. Pickle juices for that.
It's because the citric acid.
Yes. I make me something that my husband has 3 budgies and they don't have names. Well, I'll name one Cucumber.
There you go.
I love it. Yes,
that's so cool. I love birds.
Amazingly. Yes.
I mean, I'm a big fan of birds anyway. We have a mated pair of cardinals and blue jays living in our backyard. I mean, for the last many years. So we love our birds, but there's like all kinds of birds around this. It's crazy because of the leaks. I mean, we see orioles, we see robin. The robin is the robin redbreast is the state bird of Michigan.
Mm-hmm. We see those. We get a lot of those. We get a ton. Like they come and hang out in our backyard, but I also have 2 beagles and a cat. So
yeah, right.
Like,
yeah,
they have to like time when they're going to be back there. But we saw them back there the other day, and so we went and got some more bird seed for them because they were obviously struggling.
It's a weird time of year.
Yeah, so we've been
usually spring and summer.
Of course, we're getting like cardinals are our state bird, so. We're getting, we see we've been getting a bunch of cardinals lately. And so we've been trying to get things out and we're trying to get some seed out for them because they have been around lately. Yes. And pickle and apple.
That's so cute. I love it. I'm totally into it.
Pickle juice all around the pancetta. Pickles will cure cancer someday. I'm betting money on it. I mean,
you know what? It's not that far-fetched. It's
No.
way better than drinking bleach, that's for sure. Or not, but what?
Right.
Disinfectant. Sorry.
Right. Yes.
Let me
The movie The Birds gave her night. Maria, I never saw The Birds until just a few years ago. I finally watched it. And of course, seeing it in this decade, you're like, but my mom said that happened to her when because she saw it in I believe she saw it in the theater when it came out. And
I saw it as
yeah,
a kid.
and I can see, I can see how, even though, obviously viewing it through modern eyes, you're like, this is but I can see, especially back then, how, and I have a friend who is terrified of birds in general. So I know that movie would freak her out. Yeah.
Oh, it's that movie, seeing that Maria and I must have saw it around the same wrong age that we shouldn't have been watching it. Cause it was a freaky outy movie. And then you look back and you're like, they're pretty lame birds, but still Children of the Corn, same thing. Great movie. Totally. It's still creepy, but it was it freaked me out as a kid. But
right.
So did I think that we watched a lot more. We had Labyrinth, we had Dark Crystal. So some of the stuff was kind of
yeah. Well, and I Pete said that his dad said he saw The Birds and it scared him, and he saw The Exorcist when it was released and he wasn't bothered. But The Birds, I think the thing with The Birds is because the birds could actually happen.
And sometimes you see birds acting no matter what time of my life. Sometimes you see a big flock of birds acting weird and you're like, what if they freak out and come after us? I think Alfred Hitchcock was, they called him the master of horror and stuff, but he was really good at the psychological bent on it. That's why it was so scary, that it was because there's just an element of truth enough in what he was trying to do and say that you're like, oh my God, that could happen.
Right, exactly.
Which is why Seven, more modern. That's still the 20th century. But I remember seeing that in the movie theater and it was so flippin' scary because it was so cerebral.
And so, and I think that's why I don't do I don't do horror movies.
You're not a horror
because
fan. I get that.
No, because I'm this can inspire somebody to do something. I'm gonna be the victim. I can't I like psychological thrillers, and I love of course Scream, that type of stuff I love. But,
camp horror is the best horror.
Yeah, but I can't. No, I don't do horror.
You don't like the ones that are too real?
No, because I've never seen.
Too real.
It's too real, and I don't do haunted houses because I'm they're gonna end up hiring a murderer and I'm gonna be the victim.
I get this. I have a lot of friends that are
some murderer has escaped and he's gonna pretend that he works at the haunted house and he's gonna kill me. So I don't.
And then you get a kid
I
me.
Being I like psychological thrillers, being scared that way. I don't like scared. I can't do horror films.
If it's too, no, I'm on the other side where I like them all, and I'm largely
maybe
never do
now
that.
I could deal with them, but in the past, I was absolutely not.
No, I get it. It's not I can't just do it any old time anymore like I used to as a kid. There's sometimes where my brain space is not in the mood for I need a not horror. It's just I do like horror movies. It just depends on and I like most of the genres.
Yeah, see, I like ghosts and stuff. And I like
well, perfect because stuff. Christmas Carol has all kinds of ghosts in it.
This is true.
All the versions.
Crash is suggesting that we watch something called Dark Place. He said it was a TV show that used to be on Channel 4 in the early 2000s, the best horror comedy ever. 6 episodes. Garth Marenghi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. It's on YouTube.
Oh, dope! I'll check that out.
Sweet.
I'd be into that.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things.
Fernando says Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Black Christmas are perfect for this time of year.
No, Gremlins is my scary. I am a big fan of the Flaniverse entirely. So.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad we pronounced it. Yes, Nikki is a huge. I enjoy Gremlins, but Nikki loves Gremlins. I got her last year. Last year, one of the Christmas presents I got her was a little gremlin ornament. I guess it's supposed to look like when they try to make them look like Funko Pops and they were like ornaments. I got her one last year. It's very cute, and we actually forgot about it. And so when we were decorating the tree, she was like, "Oh my God, Gizmo!" She was like, "I forgot I have this."
That's so cool. I love it.
So
yeah,
now
that's one of our regular watches at Christmas is Gremlins.
Yeah. So. Okay. So and he says Channel 4 used to be the channel if you only had 4 TV stations growing up like he did.
This is BBC 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it.
Okay. Fernando said, listen to the debate right here. Is
or
Die
RT.
Hard a Christmas movie? I still have never seen Die Hard.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I have a friend who will say all day long that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. There wouldn't have been any reason for him to go there if they hadn't been having a Christmas party. It is what it is.
I know. I
wasn't going to chastise her.
I haven't, like, when I was, because when it came out, that would not have been a movie I was interested in, probably. And then I just never got around to watching it, or it would come on TV and I don't want it to be interrupted by commercials. Like, I want to be able to watch the whole thing without having, like, I want to stay in the moment. And then I would actually just have, like, now it's just got to the point where I just have not got around. Like, I want to see them.
I wonder if you would even like it at this point, because it's been so overhyped at this point in your life. You guys would be like,
true.
This is dated and dumb.
Crash said, listen, I'm not going to have time to watch Die Hard Christmas, because guess who gets to cover Christmas Day Collision? And I saw what that card is, and it's going to kill me. It's going to be phenomenal as a wrestling fan, but as somebody who has to cover it, Tony Khan hates me.
Is that live?
No, they taped him this weekend.
Okay, good. No,
so
only
they taped Christmas Eve yesterday at Hammerstein, and tonight they're filming Christmas Day, but they released all of the matches and they're insane. They're going to be incredible, but they're going to kill me when I have to cover it. I was like, oh my God, Tony. And we've got, maybe that's what I'll tell him. I'm like, tomorrow on the call, I don't have a question. I have a critique. Please stop making your graphics so damn big in the corner, because when I'm trying to cover wrestling and something's happening at the still steps, I can't see past your graphic for Kazuchika Okada and Speedball Mike Bailey. It's taking up the whole damn corner of the screen. Please make it smaller. It's so annoying. And it's super distracting.
It's your 6. Fix your audio.
Yes. It drives me crazy. I need you to make them smaller. And also they're super distracting because I'm trying to write and also be like, ooh, what matches are coming up next week? And I have to rewind it because I missed what happened. But those graphics were driving me insane because they were so big and they were doing stuff on the outside of the ring over in the corner. And I'm like, Nikki, it was like, move the graphics. So maybe I'll just tell Tony, I don't have a question. I'm going to raise my hand on the media call. I don't have a question, but please make your graphics smaller.
Your production situation needs to be worked out by now.
That's one for the media call. Sam Vint. He's gonna end it. He's gonna get off here.
And yes, Die Hard is an excellent flick no matter what time of year. It's actually, you could make the argument that the modern action movie just wouldn't exist without Die Hard.
Oh,
true. That the way that they format action flicks was largely built off that thing's back, and so it's just like, I love it no matter when, but I especially get it in during Christmas because that's the time that I'm thinking about it, and it's on, everybody's showing it, and then I think the debate about it is kind of silly because it's like saying is a word a certain word and not it's like, well, if a bunch of people linguistics would tell you that if a bunch of people are using it in that context, that it's now that context.
You should. I highly urge people to follow Merriam-Webster on social media because
that's one of my favorite followers.
They are incredible. They are super funny, and they make you. They make you smarter. Yep. They're really good.
They're not publishing those anymore.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
This will be the last year.
Insane.
It's a crying
Hopefully that
shame.
doesn't mean the account goes away. I hope not, because they're really
I hope
funny.
not. No, I think they said that they're keeping the socials up.
Yeah, I'm with Nikki. I don't like A Christmas Story. I thought A Christmas Story was overhyped. I didn't watch it till I was older, and I was just like,
I love A Christmas Story. It's totally my jam.
My dad loves A Christmas Story,
but I get why people don't like it.
I guess because it really wasn't. I was trying to remember if it was on TV much as when we were kids, because we didn't see it till we were older. But my dad really likes that movie, but I was like, we didn't watch it with him, so I don't know how
long they've been doing it, but TBS has been showing it for 24 hours since
I know
for a long time.
I know that. Yes.
But
and
that's
AEW
when I watch it. We don't watch that before Christmas. We watch that during the marathon. That's when we'll watch it a couple times and then be done with it. It'll be on in the background.
Yeah, like we watched the other day. I was watching because I obviously was waiting for SmackDown to start, and so we were watching Home Alone, and which we watch all the time. And then as soon as it ended, I was like, okay, I'm putting it back on Home Alone 2. Actually, that's what I was watching. Home Alone 2 had started when SmackDown started, and so I was like, good, I'm flipping it back over here. I was like, I'm not watching this crap
We got
anymore.
Jingle All the Way in this year, which we haven't watched in a while. We always watch Scrooge. That's a big one. Muppet Christmas
have not
Carol.
seen Scrooge in so long.
Good.
I've seen it like once or twice, but I haven't watched it in a really long. But I really liked it. I just have not watched it.
You should watch it now. There's so many jokes about media in it that have actually come true, even though it was written in it was put out in like the 80s.
TBS does make you watch A Christmas Story.
Yeah, I mean, I get.
Yeah, and I remember that I knew that Bruce Willis was a sitcom actor, and so nobody took him seriously until Die Hard, which is crazy. Which I mean, I get if you're a sitcom actor, then that makes sense.
What was that? It was on Moonlighting.
Yeah.
But even before that, he was discovered. He was a bartender, and there's a joke in the movie where one of the guys, like, he could be a bartender, which is really funny if you understand that he was like, someone found him as a bartender, and he was like, have you ever tried out for movies? And that's essentially like how he got that role.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. So there's a funny, hilarious joke where one of the characters is like, he could be a bartender, and it's like.
Crash says also Alexander Gudinov as Carl. If you want to cry, read the guy's backstory, mad story about fleeing Russia and falling in love with Samantha from Bewitched.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's lots of movie trivia out there.
Oh my God, Nikki and I were just watching this. This episode was on a couple of weeks ago. This episode's so funny, where the episodes where Bruce is in the Friends episodes, and yes, the Love Machine. Great.
So, not this week, but last week, it was Friends trivia, which I haven't watched the show since it was properly on in the 90s. Like, I watched it when it was on and then haven't really followed up. I did okay, but I have a lot of friends who still watch all the time.
Oh,
it's like
Nikki and I watch all.
So you guys are background Friends watchers.
Oh God, yeah. No, well, I watched when it I didn't start until a couple seasons in, but I watched it when it was on.
Yeah,
and then rewatched it, and then when Chandler is Nikki and I's favorite friend, so when Matthew Perry died, we stopped. We didn't watch for 8 months. I just could not. I was like, I can't watch this right now. I can't. I can't. So we took we did not watch for a while. And then finally we were just miss watching Friends. Or I think we needed something to watch. There was nothing on. So we just put it on. And so, but yeah, Friends is definitely on a background thing. Or if we're trying to figure out or if we're gonna start something while we're maybe getting dinner ready, or we're feeding the dogs. Friends on. It's still on. And so, but yes, Nikki and I are really, we love that. Yeah, they were some really, Tom Selleck was. We've been watching some of the episodes with Tom.
That's what we were talking about. Terry Garr, so many people.
He said he was forced watching the first time around because their sister was obsessed. There's so many and Paul Rudd is in the later seasons, and I love that guy. And there's a ton, and or we'll go back and watch stuff, and we're look at who this is, and so because we hate the episodes with Emily because we hate her. So the Emily episodes were on, and so we did actually last night while we had Friends on, and it was the one where Ross and Emily got married. And so we did watch that one because that's when they go to London and stuff like that. But yeah, we hate the Emily episodes because we hate Emily. I hate her. And then we would forget, Nikki and I would forget like what was happening in other stories because we stopped watching them. Like every time the Emily episodes are on, we're like, hell no, we're not watching these. And then we would forget like some of the other side stories that were happening on because yes, exactly. That was the episode we watched last night. And then they were going on the and then she thought they were going on their honeymoon together. Oh God, I love Babyface Paul Rudd he's still Babyface Paul Rudd.
We were just talking about that. That guy has not really aged a day.
That's what happens when you're not problematic.
And you guys, even like, though you're not really like comics fans, would still love Ant-Man because he's amazing in it.
Probably so.
You would love it. You don't have to watch. You don't need to know any of the lore or any of the backstories. That's helpful to know
that I don't need any lore. That is
they don't like. You don't need to. And if you do, you can ask me or one of us, and we'll just tell you anything you might need to know. But all the way around, you guys would really enjoy the original Ant-Man, the first one, because he's great in it. He's him.
Yeah,
beating Ant-Man. You guys would love it. I think that's like one that would get like that's an entryway for you guys for a comic book movie because he's great. Okay. And he's all Paul Rudd in it. You would forget you were watching a superhero movie because it's a Paul Rudd movie.
Paul Rudd is a vampire. Yeah, he's gotta be.
And
the Crash says Paul Rudd's ex married my friend's ex who was an actual Prince. True story. What? That is some lore.
Wow, you're like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon going on with Paul Rudd there.
And I lost in all of this. I saw, Michael, your comment, and thank you. And we are going to talk about wrestling probably.
Someday.
I can't make any promises, but he wonders if I can ask, is it difficult attracting big name female prospects with the limited spots on programming for women without him taking offense? Oh, he'll take offense, especially if it comes from me.
Especially if it comes from Sam.
Especially if it comes from me.
If she asked him a question, he might never, ever be allowed back to the scrums. We'd have to pick up that alter ego. Stephanie Shipley's back on the table.
So, I meant to bring this up before, and now that we're talking about it, I'll bring it up. So, for those of you who don't follow on social media, on Wednesday afternoon, I received an email. So, Daily DDT is owned by Fansided. It's like because Fansided obviously is a major site, and then they break it down. And so they have like not generic, but they have specific like Atlanta sports, Chicago sports. Like they have all these things under their umbrella, basically. And so, and it's funny because I started at Fansided when I started writing about wrestling in 2018. It was because they needed help covering the Wednesday Night Wars because AEW was about to go on TV. And I was covering 205 Live. I was doing BTE recaps and stuff like that. And then they decided they weren't doing wrestling coverage anymore. So I moved over to Daily DDT because that was under their umbrella and I still wanted to write about wrestling. So I've been with Daily DDT since July of 2019. So Wednesday afternoon, just happened to open my email and I saw something from Fanside and it said Daily DDT. And I was like, well, that's weird. What's this? Starting January the 1st, they have decided that they're getting rid of every single contributor that Daily DDT has, and full-time fan-sided writers are taking over the website. So myself and like 20 other people will not be writing for Daily DDT as of January the 1st. They did not tell my editor ahead of time. My editor found out when I went to DM him and I said, what the fuck is this email? And another writer had DM'd him like at the same time. And as I was DMing him, he asked me if I had seen the email. They did not tell him. They apparently made the decision on Wednesday and sent the email out. So he found out when we did. He also is not a full-time employee. So our editor will also not be.
That's trash.
So all of us will be gone on the 1st because they don't want to, apparently it's related to views and things of that sort. They did the same thing with the MMA website. And so they haven't, Fansided took over the MMA website, got rid of all the contributors, and the MMA website has not been updated since September of 2024.
I'm getting really tired of these media companies just wholesale slaughtering their like editorial and writing staffs
Yeah.
when they need them to just shift them. You know what this is that they're cutting back real writers because they're already playing around with putting out AI shit.
Well, probably that, but also,
and then
and
do
like,
not tell your editor is
like,
trash.
I want to say that, like, I like Daily DDT. Like, I have mixed emotions about this. On the one hand, they're very, I will say it, Fansided is a predatory website. They are one of those people you get paid
They're a
per
media
view.
company.
You get paid per 1,000 views. I rarely made any type of money from them. I did it because that's where I enjoy that. Like, I love my current editor, but the editor that I had before that, I loved that editor too. And so, like, I really just enjoyed writing for them, and I was writing more often. Like, I covered Speaking Out for them. I've, of course, like, all of my coverage for all the Vince McMahon lawsuits and the WWE lawsuits are on Daily DDT's website. Almost all interviews that I have, other than interviews that I've done on this show, and actually some of the interviews I've done on this show, I have transcribed portions of for Daily DDT, but a majority of my interviews are there. Like, the interviews I did this year with Dominic Mysterio, Chelsea Green, Cedric Alexander. I interviewed Nyla Rose years ago. I interviewed Preston Vance. I've interviewed Effie. I've interviewed a ton of people.
That's
and
right.
all of it's on Daily DDT. It is that's my other thing. When I attend media calls, it's on behalf of Daily DDT. So now because I'm still with them until January the 1st, this week will be fine, but I'm going to have to contact them and find out what I can, what they like, can I put, because you have to, you have to register for every call and you have to put an organization, and it's always been Daily DDT. When I asked Sting a question, it was on behalf of Daily DDT. And so even though it's on this network, so I just have to, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but so I'll just have to ask them like what my credentials will be. But like on the one hand, like the pay is shit. And I'm not like, that's not Wrestling Inc. is that's fine. I will still be there doing that. But this is a platform where I've built a portfolio for almost 6 years. And like all of my stuff is there. And like my media credentials are through that. And like I had people that I like when I got to do the interviews for Dom and Chelsea, it came through Daily DDT. And so like now, so I'm hoping in the new year that I can find, like, I'll still be with Wrestling Inc. That's not changing anytime soon. But I'm hoping to find a website that I can continue doing lawsuit coverage. And then also somewhere that I can platform interviews and get paid for it, because that's why I cut back on doing interviews. Like, I love doing interviews. I think they're a lot of fun, but there's so much work going into the prepping, doing research, actually doing the interview, transcribing it. Transcribing takes forever. And so like I was putting all this effort into it and not seeing any return from it. I was making, like, I would be lucky if I made $1 off of it after putting in all of this work. And so like that part, so they are super predatory when it comes to that type of thing. So I'm hoping that I can find a website that will platform interviews and these things and pay me decently for them.
I wish all of you guys that just got the big axe could pull together and start a thing, but it's just so hard with startup costs these days.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so everybody's like, because we were all blindsided by it. So we were like, and so like we were in the chat and
you know what I don't like especially is them not even giving your boss a prep just so that he can talk to you guys. Because
they didn't tell my editor at all.
That's trash. As somebody who's had like employees before and had, because you have a close personal relationship. If you're any kind of a editor, a coach, or a mentor, you have a close personal relationship with the people that because you've either hired them yourself. Or they've been vetted by other people that you trust. You've created relationships with them. Yeah. Like at the minimum, give me a chance to tell my employees what the F is going on.
Especially like some of us have been there. Like I've been there since 2019. There's a couple other writers like Josiah who's been there since 2018. He's over there too. Yeah, and he's like, and it's so funny. Like some of the people that came from Daily DDT, Phil Lindsay started at Daily DDT. I was there with Phil, or we were there at the same time before he left and went on to obviously bigger, better things. Seahawk was in and out when I first started. there. And I didn't know, apparently it was well before my time, but I didn't know until Friday that Warren Hayes used to write for Daily DDT. I had no idea. I was like, that's so crazy that some of these bigger names in wrestling media started out at Daily DDT. Just crazy.
That's
and then
dumb.
I have other friends who have started there, and then there's been newer people that they brought in, and some have only been there since 2023, but still that's really
that's a big
crazy.
bummer.
And so it is a big bummer. And so I don't know what after January 1st, I have no clue what Daily DDT's wrestling coverage is going to look like. My guess is they'll cover maybe the Royal Rumble. They'll probably cover WrestleMania. And that might be it. Maybe if Chris Jericho retires next year, maybe they'll cover that. But because that's the thing is the full-time people that they have cover other sports. And so I don't even know.
And they're not necessarily going to be wrestling people.
Right.
Which is what's happening at SI and ESPN. Yeah. And it's those people, you read their stuff. It's hi, tell me you don't know anything about pro wrestling without telling me you don't know anything about pro wrestling. Right,
exactly. Which I guess is probably what happened with the MMA site too. Probably nobody really watched MMA, and so they just quit updating it. And so I have a feeling, but like I said, so we had, and also Daily DDT was the place where we had a lot of freedom, so we didn't have to write kiss-ass articles
just about the WWE.
Yeah, and not even that. We could write about anything. I used to write
out.
Yeah, exactly. I cover all I've
Janelle Grant.
Yeah, I've been covering that. I'm covering the Ring Boys lawsuit for them.
And not just are you covering it, but your editor has been so super supportive and reaches out to you to ask you hey, do you want to cover this?
Right. Yeah. My editor is incredible. The editor I had before him was also incredible. Especially because I was with him through Speaking Out, and he was very much, I was really lucky to have an editor like him who was very much of, because obviously you never know necessarily how men are going to handle information like that, but he was wonderful. We don't, it was no victim blaming, slut shaming, any of that. It was handled the way that it should have been. It was handled very proper. Yes, it was handled very well, and I was so thankful to have an edit. And I think if had it happened under this editor, it would have happened. It would have been the same way. But it was, it was. I have been fortunate to work with really incredible people, and it's just I hate it. And some of these other people, this is the only website they write for. And so now they're scrambling and they're like, what do I do? And I had someone reach out to me, and he was and he writes for somewhere else too. But then he was like, do you know if this place, and they asked me, he was like, does Wrestling Inc. have openings? And I was like, I don't think so. I haven't heard of anything, but so now there's going to be all of these people who are now we're all going to be, obviously we're already competing for the same position.
Vying for a shrinking job market.
But now if they decide to continue in wrestling media, we're all going to be basically competing for the same thing.
Same jobs.
Which is unfortunate. And I hate it for everybody. And I don't know what, a lot of us put a lot of effort and hard work into that website over the last few years, and it's probably going to fall apart. And I get it. They have, there's views. It's hard to get views on things, and especially when there's bigger websites like your Fightfuls and things like that. And they have really done, and that's not to take away anything they've done, but of course that's a name that people are automatically going to go to, where obviously some sports fans are automatically going to go to ESPN, or they're going to go to, The Athletic and things like that. And they're maybe not going to go to these smaller websites. And so it's just unfortunate, but yeah, so I have one more thing that I'm working on. I'm getting, I have an interview, I think, that should be happening that will probably be my last piece for Daily DDT. We've got the date scheduled. We're working out the time, but I'm not going to have much turnaround to transcribe it and get it out by December 31st, because January 1st I'll be out. I'll be gone. Hopefully, I don't think it'll be a thing where my articles will disappear, but luckily I had already assigned, if you are a writer, I recommend signing up for Authory. It is pricey. It's $15 a month. If you know of a cheaper option, please let me know. But I've been using them for about a year and a half, maybe. And I just put in the websites that I wrote for, and they went and pulled all the articles for me.
Cool.
So all of my work is on Authority's website. Like I can, so should, and if Daily DDT were to go dark and my articles weren't there on dailydt.com, they'd be there on Authority.
I was going to ask you that. I'm glad that you have a backup
So
site.
I already have that. And so actually I told the other writers on Friday, I was like, hey, by the way, go back up your stuff. Yes, it's a little pricey at $15 a month. And again, that's why I was like, if you find something cheaper, please let me know. And I was actually talking to BJ about it the other day because I was telling him about Daily DDT and we were talking about it. And he's talked about how places he's written before have changed his byline after he's gone and changed it to somebody else, or they deleted articles and things like that. So
I wish I was more surprised, but
yeah. And so I highly recommend, if you're a writer, go back up your stuff. If you find a cheaper option, please let me know. But for right now, and the one thing I really like is they automatically update. So every time I write for Wrestling Inc., by the next day, it's already up.
It's on your thing.
They've
That's
already pulled it.
awesome.
And so it's my portfolio. Like I can link, like if I wanted to, like I don't know, I think it might be, I can't remember if my page is private. Not just, I think it's just there because I was basically just collecting things. But like I think there's an option that like if I wanted to send my portfolio to someone, I could just send them my Authority stuff and it would and it's broken down by website because like
That's awesome.
I wrote for Bleacher Report when I was in college or right after college. And I mean, yes, Bleacher Report also has paid positions, but they, at the time, I don't know if they still are that way, but when I wrote for Bleacher Report, they were the same thing. You got $1 for every 1,000 views. So, yeah, it's definitely very much a click-based thing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if this interview goes through on Sunday, and granted, I have time, hopefully I can get everything turned around and we can get and I can get that out. That will be my last
talk to Garrett about getting Tony Khan to get you on the payroll like he is.
Yeah. Hey, Garrett, can you get me on Tony Khan's payroll, please?
I mean, we have a simple solution. We just need to get Garrett to get Dave to get you to get Tony. Yes. Maybe if he buys you out, you'll stop asking him asshole questions.
Right.
That's how they used to do it in the Gilded Age. When they didn't want somebody, they just bought them out and put them under their umbrella. Oh, wait, they're doing that now. Right. So he could just buy you out and you could become like, I don't know. That'd be fun. You could like work with Moné and
yeah. God, who wouldn't want to work with Renee?
Oh my God. Those little clips, somebody pointed this out in our Discord too. The little clips that they've been doing that are like super sports like, where she's like explaining the background stuff on the show.
The voice of Renee Paquette.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I love the little voice of Renee Paquette. And
I love it. It's amazing. It makes me feel like it's a real sporting event. I love that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
They're getting really good at, like, I talked to that person earlier today, and that's like a broadcaster thing. I love that. That's like, I'm such a nerd because I'll like sit and watch sports forever and just pick apart the broadcasters. Like when I watch football, I'm either hilarious or insufferable. It goes back and forth. Where Bob is like either laughing his ass off or he's like, I'm going to stop watching the game if you don't shut up. All right, sorry.
I did want to say, because Crash was in that something similar has happened to him.
I'm sorry.
He's a victim of the politics, starting a new role soon, same place. And then I think he had down here. Start of the year, time was up. Just mix the folks I work with.
That sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
I hate that happened to you, especially at the holidays. It's a real,
really, 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 really tough out there right now, you guys. Yeah. So, I mean, high five for being here and getting through 2025 so far.
Yeah,
and
for real.
Heart goes out to all of you because again, we lost a job this year at the beginning of the year too, and had to change. I mean, we're doing a whole different thing. You know, I mean, it's a lot different but we're all 1099 employees here. So I think being our own boss has its ups and downs.
For sure. Yes. So, and thank you for all of the kind comments. I really appreciate that.
You guys are the best.
And yes, and Jermaine, hopefully you're still here. I saw this come up when we were talking. But yes, thank you for stopping by to say happy holidays to you. And I hope that you have a safe and happy Christmas as well. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, thank you guys for all of the really, really things. Listen, I might. It's only been a few days. I have still trying to kind of process and figure out what to do. Yeah. Fernando
Yeah, there you
said,
go. I
I
like
still
it.
need to book you in one of those money matches. That's it. That's all I need. Maybe just have all of the Daily DDT contributors who are about to
You guys
gonna be
should go join the
unavailable.
Don Callis family.
There's 20 of us. We can
So?
do it. That's what I'm saying. There's 20 of us. Like we can
They
make it
can
happen.
absorb another. What's another 300 people?
Right.
420. I mean, they've already got like 1,112 or something.
Exactly.
Just-
1 million doll hairs. That's exactly what I need.
right.
Yes.
This is a working theory. We could actually we need to
Maybe
get Don Callis.
this is my question for Tony on the media call is, can the Don Callis family get us in a money match?
Get that
Can you have all 20? Can you have the editor plus all of the contributors from Daily DDT? Can you put us in a money match?
I love it.
Because clearly, Nikki says she'll be our my tag team partner. Because clearly, when you do end of year awards that favor AEW, it's because Tony Khan is paying for those votes. And
of
so,
course,
Wrestling Inc. Ours are getting ready to come out, and so Mel and I actually talked about it, and I didn't think about the timing. Like, obviously, I know things are winding down, but like I was like, oh shit, we need to do like our best of. Our best ofs are almost always in January. That's how Mel and I, it always works out.
We do ours on Wizard time, just like we always
have a pre show at the end of December, and so that's when we would do it, and then it's like because of the timing. So our best ofs are always. So I asked, and I was like, "Hey, is this Sunday too soon for you to do it?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "I only had mine because we were doing end of year awards for Wrestling Inc. and my editor was doing the tabulations, and he was like, we're gonna be accused of being bought and paid by AEW because for the first time in the 4 years that we've done it, AEW won more categories than WWE.
You shills.
So he was like, so they were like, oh, so now we're gonna be accused of being paid off by Tony Khan to pick these votes. So
if only.
I don't. If we're being paid off, I'm not one of the that money is not trickling down to me.
You're like, I ain't seen it yet. I'm waiting. I could sure use
Garrett,
it.
If Garrett is holding out on us, if he's getting that sweet TK money, Garrett's holding out.
I love that. I love that misconception. It never ends with the folks.
We do have a tag team already.
Timekeepers. I mean,
yes.
We could
we could even do the pickle bombshell.
Oh, there you go.
Pickle
that could be our move.
There we go. Yeah, I like it.
It's a pickle bomb.
Yes, pickle bomb, of course. Obvious.
Duh.
And then Nikki and I can have, or we could do Nikki.
A Canadian Destroyer.
I'm so excited about all the destroyers that I've gotten this week. Thank you, Nick Jackson, for doing Nick Jackson.
Oh my gosh, them coming out to be in the elite, the BT theme, literally popped me like a child. I was such a dork.
I was hoping for Kansas, so I was a little bummed that it was the BT theme because I was hoping for Kansas, but somebody was like, it's probably going to be a pay-per-view. And I was like, probably, but Manchester was such a big deal. Who knows?
Maybe they'll do it at World's End. That's like the only one they haven't done yet. Works on so many levels. I
know. Jack Perry might have done the pickle snatcher to Okada.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yep. No kidding.
Yes, Jack Perry did do a destroyer on the apron yesterday. I was like, hell yes. I was very excited about that destroyer on the apron. Michael said, so if you get signed to AEW on $150,000 per year, 3-year contract, but you win 1 million doll hairs money match, do you still come to work? That is a good question, Michael. I mean, maybe I just come to work to cut promos about how I have 1 million doll hairs now. Maybe I just come and cut promos instead of actually doing any work.
Yeah, I mean, it works. It's working for FTR.
Oh, God. We're gonna talk about them. But while we were talking on the tag teams, I was gonna go back, way back for way before Pickle Talk.
All the way back pre-Pickle.
Before Christmas movie started, before Daily DDT Talk started, or Daily DOT, as the poor guy last week accidentally called it, and Tony Khan actually corrected them. And now it's gonna be, and then I'm gonna have to. This will be my last call as Daily DDT, and then next month I'll have to figure out how my media credential, but then they'll have to announce me from somewhere else, but not Daily DOT, or maybe Stephanie Shipley. That's what I told Nikki, is Stephanie Shipley writes for Daily DOT. Oh, you caught that?
Sometimes I can hear her from North Carolina. It's true.
It's true. It's true. I'm like, oh shit, did Mel hear that?
I sit there sometimes, and there's a moment where I look at Bob and I'm like, or both of us have said it a few times. It's like, I just heard Sam and Nikki roll their eyes so loud just there.
Crash said, remember if you asked to do a 3-minute job as an audition job like him ever. Hey, they got those girls have a match on Christmas Eve Collision.
Hey, all right then.
Maya World and Hyan are wrestling Babes of Wrath on Christmas Day.
Oh gosh, good for them for being on the TV.
But it was funny because they were announcing, because Isla Dawn got the match the other night, and I was like, could have been Nixon Newell. She came up in my timeline the other day under the 4U section, and she was like talking about bookings for next year, and I was like, girl, good luck with that.
Dude, I have totally switched over to the just following side. I can't take that 4U section sometimes. It's too much.
Sometimes I get either, but sometimes I don't realize.
I mean, I have to sometimes because I'm browsing for like what's going on the, and what's trending and all that crap. But I flip it right back to my people because holy cow.
Yeah.
Getting out of hand.
I do like Isla Dawn. And I love her with GYB. They do stuff with on ROH, and she drives them crazy.
Awesome.
It's
that
great.
Is so much fun.
It is great.
I'm glad they're doing stuff at least on something.
Yeah, GYB.
I know a lot of people's like best of the years come out and stuff, but I think there's a couple things. One, people like hearing our opinion about it because they ask us, so I don't think they care about waiting. I still think, because my birthday is in the same window, I think a couple weeks after Christmas is still within the window of being a perfectly. And Dave's best of doesn't come out until January either. So
there we go.
He has to compete with us.
Oh no, don't let him know he's competing with people who time matches.
He hates that. Brian hates it more. But Dave hates it the most. Well, no, I think Brian hates it the most.
Good. Cry harder. Well. Cry harder.
Cry harder.
Cry harder. But yeah, so one of the things we did miss from last week's show is obviously Babes of Wrath are the inaugural AEW World Tag Team Champions. And as we said, that we were winners either way because we were getting a great team. I know a lot of people were surprised. Some people, I think, were a little concerned because they thought Willow was going to be the one to take Mercedes' TBS championship. But I was like, but depends on when she's dropping it. Athena, Willow may not have the tag titles by the time it's time for her to lose. And, there's Nikki that asked us how he feels about.
Oh, I know.
I could take a guess.
I will say this, at least he's hilarious when he rants about it.
Yes, he is. He made a reference earlier before we were even on air.
Bless your heart. You are funny when you do it, though.
Yes. But yeah, shout out to them. I don't know. I can't. We'll talk about it obviously more on the pre-show next week. But so obviously, Babes of Wrath are defending their titles for the first time at World's End against Mercedes and Athena, which is interesting. My theory is Mercedes and Athena are going to lose, obviously, because they're not going to have Babes of Wrath drop the title. And then Athena and Mercedes, this leads to a rematch for them, and perhaps it's for the TBS championship or one of her 10 titles, which we will get to, that she only has 10 titles now. So I assume that's where that's leading, is it's going to turn into Athena versus Mercedes for a title, and that's why we're doing this, because otherwise I don't know why you would have Babes of Wrath defend their title for the first time against a team that's not even actually a team.
Yeah.
So,
and they've had beef in the past, so it does have to be a little bit of a can they coexist situation anyway.
Yeah. So I think they'll do Athena and Mercedes are facing Babes of Wrath at World's End for the tag title. So I think they're going to lose, and it's going to set up. They're going to be mad at each other, and that's going to turn.
Well, and it continues to legitimize the win. That was the one thing I loved about. I was so hyped when Babes of Wrath won, because them beating Tony and Mina. Pay attention, companies. This is how you launch a tag team belt. I know.
Oh, speaking of them, and I'm sure that speaking of songs, I was going to have some things to say about it, but I saw that what's the one? Why did I just blank on their name? The new tag team. Something Ice. Why did I just blank on their name? I can see them.
I know what you're talking about.
But apparently WWE is
something
interested
Ice.
in them. Yes, but apparently WWE Knockout yeah. Is it the Knockout? No, it's not the Knockout Brothers. It's the other one. The one something.
No,
Ice.
I know what you're saying, because I heard the name and was like, "Is that New Japan?"
Yes, it is, and I because that tells you I have not been able. WWE cuts into so much of my New Japan watching time.
I know.
That's not G1 and BOSJ, and I hate it. But yeah, WWE apparently, that was the report I saw over the weekend, is that they
I mean, obviously they are going to want them, but and you'll see that more.
Because they need that. Yes, Yudo, Ice, and Oscar. See, I kept wanting to say Oscar and Ice. Like, is that right?
Yudo, Ice. That's
and
what
so
it was.
Are the Knockout Brothers. Okay, so they are the Knockout. That's right. Okay, they are the Knockout Brothers, and they have they.
Okay,
that's the report going around.
Thank you.
Let me tell you. Don't go, because their tag team divisions are awful. Nobody gives a fuck about the Motor City Machine Guns. They don't care about them.
That sucks. That's really sad. What a sad state of
affairs. The division and both shows, they don't care about them. The one thing that I'm happy about is the women's division, and I know it's probably because AEW has started a new tournament and that's what's made them focus on the women. I don't know if that's fine. The women's tag team division in WWE, they actually seem to care about right now. They are doing a lot. They're focusing a lot on those women, which I'm excited about. They formed a new tag team.
Well, I mean, AEW just did start a tag team belt.
Right. Well, this is what I said, that because they started. I wrote about it way back when it started. They started focusing on their women's tag team division the same week that the tournament started. Which, if that's what gets them to do it, I'm just glad that it's getting women on TV. It's getting more women. It's not like, because their mid-card titles it's like the same two people fighting for the mid-card titles for the women. They don't care. They don't book them well, which is exactly what I said was going to happen when they announced those titles. But the men's tag titles, I mean, the men's tag team division on both sides are a mess. They don't care. It's really annoying to see. So I would not like to see. I hope the Knockout Brothers don't go. And also, I've said it before, and I think I've said it on here. I hope that Jeff Cobb is happy with his bag, because they have completely ruined him.
Oh yeah. That's too
bad. I hope he's happy. That's the only thing. If he's happy and he's got the bag, then good for him. But as a wrestler, they've completely ruined him.
You know, it's so funny. I think I put it out of my head. I totally forgot he was over there. Because I don't think that my heart doesn't want to accept it.
It's sad. I hate what they've done to him.
I picture him doing like a standing moonsault in my head, and it just makes me so happy.
No, he doesn't get to do those.
I know, I'm sure he doesn't.
He does get to do Tour of the Island sometimes, but
I'm sure he doesn't. I didn't want to. I forgot he was over there, and that makes me sad.
He paints his face. like the rest of, like, it's cool when Tama Tonga paints his face because, you know, it's used to be with the, you know, Tama Tonga used to do the white face paint and it looked really cool when they would do it.
But they're just all doing it now because WWE is
all,
stupid
right.
and they just like made it a whole thing. And now
Solo does not. Solo Sikoa is the leader. He doesn't. But the rest of the MFTs all paint their faces. It does not work. It doesn't work for Jeff Cobb.
It's the standard WWE model, right?
Well, Hikuleo has not painted his face yet. But Hikuleo
yet is the key.
Key to that sentence. They must really like Hikuleo. I think they like him because he's a big man. So that's probably why they're protecting him and not making him paint his face.
They just don't know what to do with anybody.
Yeah.
All the people. Look at Ricochet finally learning how to talk on the freak. And he's not great, but he's way better talking on the microphone, having a thing now. Yeah. He's wrestling like a mofo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's annoying. But
I mean, some people, it's just they just need to be in different environments, and I'm sure.
Tony Storm.
Yeah, right.
Look at her. She's like she won. Didn't she just win like best on the mic for one of those best of things?
Yes, and she's
and
also.
Then all people lost their shit because a girl won best on the mic. I mean, because
they're about to get mad because there's some more. I don't want to give away Wrestling Inc.'s awards, but they're going to be mad.
Well, look, I would say that Tony is in the running for Wrestler of the Year in my world, so people can shut up.
Yeah, we'll get to our best of.
She's a big. No, I'm just saying that.
I'm just saying that we'll get to those best of.
I know, but I mean, she is like in the running for so many things this year. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I mean, but yeah,
we've had some talk too about the C2. The C2 has been incredible this year. Just
holy crap, it is
constant bangers. Just
all these matches have been good.
And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Like, we're getting BOSJ Kevin Knight. We're getting BOSJ Speedball. Their match was incredible. I wanted their match to end in a draw because I love them both. I know why they did Claudio and Takeshita, which made sense because Claudio is the CMLL heavyweight champion, and Takeshita is obviously the IWGP champion. Protected both of their partners' champions. It made sense for that match to go to a draw, and that was a really good match. But so it was interesting that they had Speedball win, but then Kevin Knight beat Kazuchika Okada yesterday, and that match was incredible on top of it.
And Okada is the best. He sells for everyone. That roll-up was incredible. I freaked. I'm like, I don't care what you say about TV Okada and all this BS. That guy is.
Let him be Road to Okada when he wants to be.
I love Okada right now. He's back to doing the stuff he was doing with like Brokada, where he's showing you what like his range is endless. Yes. He's so good.
But then you also see, and they talked about it yesterday about his wrestling IQ and how smart he is. And like when he like the 21 plex, like he made sure Bandito was far enough away from the rope that he couldn't grab it. And just there was something else that he did the other day to keep a wrestler from doing his, like, he's so smart. But then, like you said, he's selling like crazy for other people and making them look good. Like he made, like, Kevin Knight obviously is really good. You and I have been talking about him forever. Like, we've been telling you about him. And now people are finally getting to see it. And I'm glad that they are. But he made Kevin look even better than he already is. And like reversing out of the Rainmaker, it just, Kevin just so good. So God, and then even Kevin going for the coast to coast and Okada drop kicking him out of the air was just like,
he's always been on another level, but watching him help bring up these other guys that are like learning and are obviously talented, it's like the greatest thing in the world. And I'm sorry, but I think Okada's kind of living his best life right now because he's getting to goof off, he's getting to be with his friends, and he's getting like to do stuff like that with those guys where he's making them look like $8 jillion. I mean,
he's not having to carry a company on his back anymore.
Yeah, he gets to actually be a wrestler and not the whole company right now.
Right.
Which
he's been great. You know, Jack has had some solid matches. I don't know that he should have gotten the win there yesterday, but if that's where, you know, Darby, I
Story's
assume, was going to
going.
win that match. I assume they're giving him the whatever Darby would have gotten. They're just
Right.
plugging that in.
Yeah.
But I thought the match was solid. They did, after his first match, he did think he was legitimately injured. So they did. So I don't know how much of that yesterday was them working in the supposed injury, or if he really is having a serious ankle injury. He cut a promo yesterday after his match and said he had a mouth full of. He said he had a mouth that I think he said he had a mouth that tasted like speedballs too. I was like, Jack,
God. Never ends.
They
have been killing it. Like Don Callis on the microphone has been amazing. Like,
yeah,
they've been on fire right now.
Yeah, the C2 has been incredible. Like, there's not been a bad match. And it's funny because, like, Jack and Speedball was solid, but then Kevin Knight and Okada just blew it out of the water. Like, and that wasn't, and Jack and Speedball was not a bad match at all. It was a good match, but it's so, these matches in the C2, like, I mean, like, Claudio and Takeshita was incredible.
Kyle Fletcher's destroying it.
Yeah, Kyle has been having really, and now we're going into Christmas Day with a 5-way in the Gold League.
I know.
If Jack beats Pac on Christmas Eve, we will go into Christmas Day, which is probably what's going to happen. I don't know how I feel about Jack Perry beating Pac, but for story purposes, if this is to make everybody go in to Christmas Day with everybody tied, which is what I think they're doing, it's going to be crazy. And like I said, Christmas Day coverage is going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
he
sorry.
is. Kevin is, yes, he is really freaking good. And then I got to interview him at Ashe last year. And he was super nice. And yeah, he was real, because I was asking him about going back to BOSJ and we were saying we watched it. He was like, "You watch BOSJ?" I was like, "Yes."
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't miss G1 and I don't miss BOSJ. Like, those are my two things. I don't miss Wrestle Kingdom, but like, I don't miss those. Like,
then New Japan Cup is like,
yeah,
really stuffed in there because you almost got those are like, but yeah, BOSJ, G1, and Wrestle Kingdom are must watches. Like, you have to. Yes,
but yeah, Kevin is. Yeah, it does feel like a lifetime ago that he was there.
I know.
Yeah, it really does. And I thought he was in Ashe like 3 or 4 times last year, and I think maybe one time before he got signed. But he's incredible. I love that.
Yeah,
guy.
I was really glad I got to see both of them. He's
incredible. And of course I love Speedball. Speedball is incredible. I got to meet them.
I was hyped to see them in Detroit this past time they came through, so it was great. And they were just starting out, so I was like, "Oh, good, they're on the actual thing."
Please send thoughts and prayers for us because Nikki helps me with coverage.
I know Nikki's a great
stuff, so she will also be there.
At least you could be on your own. You got Nikki for moral support.
Yes. Kevin was in this year's BOSJ too, but he was in it last year, and that's why I interviewed him before he was going into BOSJ. He's been in, I think he's been in the last 3 BOSJ. If
2 or 3, yeah. He's been around.
I believe, I think it was. I think it was this year, last year, and the year before.
Yeah, I think you're right because he's started out over in the dojo.
Yeah, I think he's been in 3. Yes, Boss J's. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. It is Boss J. Thank you for the correction. But yeah, so I'm glad to see. Yeah, C2 has been I feel like every week when I'm making my notes, I'm like C2.
Yeah, this is like my favorite AEW tournament by far. I love the timed matches. I like the non-interference rules. I think that it really makes for good stuff. You guys.
I did get to interview him when he came through for Ashe. Thankfully, the Chris Lee and Darius have been wonderful about giving me opportunities to interview people, and Kevin was one that because I was already a fan of his and had been, and I was like, please, can I? They were like, who do you want me to see if it's available? And I was like, Kevin. I mean, I gave them other names, but I was like, Kevin, like, I really want to talk to him because I think he's phenomenal, and it ended up being good timing because a year later. That might have been my only opportunity. So I'm super glad. And guess where you can find that? On Daily DDT.
for now till Sam has her own thing up and running.
Yeah, that's where that interview is. It's in writing. It's not in video because I recorded it, but only for transcription purposes.
Any of the video ones, I think we could probably put up here.
Yeah, there are. Yes, with the video.
And Garrett's usually great about that anyway, which is nice. But unfortunately, you didn't do a lot of them that way. You did them like real interviews.
Yes, I did. Hey, Tom. Thanks for being in the chat.
Happy holidays for you.
Happy holidays. Yeah, he really came off like a really genuine person. And Speedball, I have not interviewed, but I have met Speedball. And they were incredible. They signed, I've told the story before, but Speedball signed Nikki's birthday card for me because Nikki was supposed to go with
feeling well.
And she had just had back surgery and couldn't come. And so I asked them to sign the birthday card and they did. And he was wonderful. And so, yeah, very glad to, Speedball was great. Crash said I had to laugh the other night with Lucha Claus giving Speedball a toy speedboat as a present. He should have given him some shoes. He did buy when he wanted those money prizes. He did buy some shoes and he put them on his Twitch or whatever they bought.
Oh, he bought a pair of shoes.
He did buy a pair of shoes. I think we said Bailey got the Bailey chance in Britain. Oh yes, he did get the Hey Bailey chance. I could hear it. Fernando, I hope so because I miss him so much. I have not heard a window.
Here's hoping.
Speaking of Jay, I did see right as we were getting ready to come on here, Chuck Taylor had neck surgery. He finally had neck surgery, and so it went well, and so good for him.
Good. That's good.
So that's good to hear that they did point out that he said that maybe after surgery he'd be able to wrestle again, but that was also a year and a half ago and also before they got in there and saw what was going on with his neck. So for me, Chucky T is retired and
probably retired.
I'm just going to keep thinking that. And then if he comes back, he does, but for me, he's retired. So
he's like lucky. If he had been born even 20 years earlier, they wouldn't even have surgeries to help that problem. You know what I mean? Like you really, we've come a really, really, really long way, but especially when it's the C vertebra, your neck, it's bad enough when it's your spine. Like Nikki went a little test.
Oh yeah. And Nikki pointed out, it was just, that's right. It was just before she had surgery, but she was in too much pain. I didn't even, it was a last minute thought. I was like, oh, I should get a card. And I had our friends sign it. So it's funny because the card has signatures from our friends on it.
And Mike Bailey. That's so cool.
And also Sean Legacy, who was his opponent that night and who currently wrestles for Evolve. I don't think he's a current Evolve champion. I think he's had matches for Evolve, but he also
I keep forgetting they brought that back too. That's so cool.
He was wrestling locally for a while here. He was coming back and forth, and then he did that thing in Noah. He won something and wrestled in Noah for a few months, and then he came back, and then he ended up getting signed with Evolve last year, I think. But Sean Legacy is great too. He's wonderful. But yeah. Yes, Eddie has been cutting some really great promos.
Eddie is killing it right now. I love Eddie.
He seems like that his match with Nathan Cruz was fun, which is funny because Nathan Cruz works backstage for AEW. They hired him a few months ago. So he had a ROH match like a week or so ago, I think, and then he got but as they mentioned, he was the Progress champion for a while. Nathan had been a Progress champion. I think it was Progress and not RevPro. I think it was Progress that he was champion for a really long time. But yeah, I don't know exactly what he does, but I know that they hired him and Nathan works backstage. And so for him getting the matches. Yes. I think Beat said wrestling is real to me, but not as real as the Mad King. So the Mad King apparently said in an interview that he's got 6 years left on his AEW contract, and then he's moving to Alaska because he doesn't want anybody to bother him. As long as he can stream the Giants and the Yankees, he's fine. And
Bob sent me that article during the week when he was on.
I just saw that. I didn't see the interview. I just saw that quote, and
he sent me just the quote, like an excerpt from the podcast, because you saw the quote, and he sent it straight to me. And he was like, "I'm just gonna get the F off the grid, and I'm gonna move to Alaska when my thing." Because he's like, "I had 6 years left on my deal. I think I've had a great career. I'm just gonna move the F up to Alaska off the grid because I don't want to be bothered by people, and I don't want to deal with any of this crap anymore." Yeah. And I was like, I'm right there with Eddie. That sounds like a plan. Like, yeah,
I was like, Nikki was like, does his lady know that he wants to move to Alaska? Has she agreed to do this?
I mean, I hear Alaska's awesome.
Yeah, I have a friend who lives in Alaska, and she always makes me jealous because she's always taking pictures of the Northern Lights. Yeah, and she told me. Yeah. I told her one day, I was like, I'm coming to stay with you so I can see the Northern Lights. She was like, come. She was like, for real. She was like, come stay with me. I know her through Braves Twitter. That's how we know each other. Super cool. And then we did meet in person at a game once or twice, but we've kept in touch. And she,
we met a cool person. They came through the town and they were from Alaska. And I wish I could remember her name because she was like, come up here and visit, because she's like a ranger or something up there, and she's like, we'll take care of you. I was just like, that is so fun. I love that idea.
We have two different things. Crash says he's with Eddie, but Alaska, come on, man. And I Make Beat says that he's gonna move to Alaska to be Eddie's neighbor, and then he can tell me how to get lost, and then hit me with a spinning back.
Well, you guys could live super far apart but still be up there together. Exactly. See, now we don't actually see Michiganders, even though it's attached to Wisconsin. We have the Upper Peninsula, which is like in the middle of Lake Superior. We own it, but it's attached to Wisconsin. It's a weird thing, but that's practically like going to Alaska, and they see the Northern Lights a lot. So that's like that's kind of the plan B, because it's like up in Lake Superior, which is like the big lake that's scary, and you don't want to F around with it. Just ask Gordon Lightfoot. Like, we told the whole story. Right. So, I mean, that's kind of our, like, we've talked about doing similar, but, we don't really have to go that far. We just have to go across the strait to Mackinac and just be like, we're in Michigan, Alaska.
I Make Beats wants to know if it's snowing where you are.
This minute, no. Not to the best of my knowledge.
Like 2 weeks ago,
could that change at any moment? Absolutely.
It was really cold, like, the week that I got sick, I think it was. But Christmas Day, it's supposed to be 70 degrees.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's like, I think the high today is 60.
We had icy cold, negative degrees. And then Wednesday, we had that really warm spell where it was like in the 50s and it was raining. But the wind has been blowing like sideways here. Like, that's why I keep looking.
It's really windy today. Not sideways windy, thank goodness, but it's been
it's so flat here, Sam, that the wind has nothing to catch on.
Oh, so I bet. Because, like, I live in the like, there's a lot of there's like a lot of like hills.
Foothills. Yeah, there's mountains near you. There's no mountains in the Midwest. It's very flat.
We've got mountains a few hours away, but yeah.
And the lakes make their own weather.
Right.
And
exactly.
The wind will literally, if it gets, I am not kidding you, the wind will slice you in half on a cold day if you are not happy.
I have been to Boone, North Carolina when it's windy, and it will cut you in half, so I can only imagine what it is coming off the lake.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's the part I hate. I can handle the snow because I'm from Maine. I'm from Southern Maine. I grew up in the Northeast by the North Atlantic on the Labrador Current. I'm fine. But the wind, man, no. And also because there's the ocean kind of mitigates, like, it's still snowy, but here it's just like, you see like upstate New York and like all those places. That's all of that backbone of the America, from like the lakes to the like Northeast coast, like that up Canada way. It just, the lakes just snow and wind. And it's like, hi, we just do what we want. So deal.
We just do it.
Like, it's funny because I live out in Seattle and there's like all these certain different kinds of rain. Well, here in Michigan, there's all these certain different kinds of snow. There's these little pebbles of snow that shoot at you. There's the floaties. I call them flaking when it's flaking, because they'll just be like random ones. It was pouring down snow. It's like pouring down. It could like come straight down like rain, but it's snow. It's crazy. And there's the sideways one.
Yeah, Maria says she lives in Chicago, so she can.
Yeah,
feel
she
feels
knows. She
your
knows
pain.
exactly what I'm talking about. She's got the lake effect snow too. She knows.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
She's on the other side of Lake Michigan there. It does the same thing that Lake Superior does, the same thing that Lake St. Clair and Erie over here and Lake Huron do to us. Yeah, they have a mind of their own. So we're but we humans. But man. Yeah, so it's supposed to get anyway, the long answer, the long answer was it's cold again, it's windy again, it's supposed to warm up again, like you said, on Christmas. And then after that, I'm sure it will continue to be pure Michigan.
So Michael has a question, and he wants to know. I saw stuff about it, but I didn't look into it about the thoughts on WWE. That WWE is telling talent reaching out from AEW or TNA that they are not hiring. Feels like a lie, but maybe TKO is not hiring, right? I don't know. I feel like WWE is not going to miss out on an opportunity to hire AEW talent, especially depending on who that talent
Not
is.
a big one. If John Moxley were to leave tomorrow,
well,
they
that's
would take
the question.
him.
But even if Kevin Knight decided he wanted to go to WWE, I don't think they would be like, we're not hiring.
Yeah, you're probably
maybe
right.
If it's like the Outrunners, they may tell them no. If it's like, maybe somebody who's not featured as much on TV or doesn't have as much of a presence, or maybe it's Blake. Well, Blake Christian's already worked for them and already been fired by them. But like a Blake Christian or a Lee Johnson, maybe no, they're not. We're not hiring. But if it's somebody who's on TV and it's gonna make a difference, I would think that they would listen. I feel like any opportunity they can get to to take from AEW, they're gonna do it. So I don't know that I believe that. As far as the TNA talent, I don't know. That's a little.
That seems weird considering they're getting in a bed together.
Is this TNA talent who previously worked for WWE that they released and they don't want them back, and so they're like, "Nah, we're not hiring," or is it just because they don't want them back? like, is it the inspiration who are formerly the Iconics? Like, are they trying to come back and they're like, no?
Yeah, I wouldn't be hiring.
Is it like Steve Macklin or Jake something, or like who? So I don't know that I buy that. I feel like that's not true. But again, I didn't look I haven't really seen anything beyond like that was apparently said, but just on its face, it feels disingenuous.
It feels like another thing that WWE
Especially,
says.
like, are you saying that and then Chris Jericho's going to show up in January, which he most likely is?
Right.
So of course they're going to take him. Like,
of course,
he's a huge name. But like, it's weird for you to come out and supposedly say, no, we're not hiring, and then next month Chris Jericho is most likely going to show up. Like, that just seems very But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they aren't hiring. That to me just feels like I was like, oh really? You're not.
I mean, it's not so far-fetched to say that you're
more of a sure Jan type of thing for me.
Well, I think it's easy to say you're not hiring in Q4 because no one is, unless it's seasonal. So that's like,
right.
That's almost dumb.
Yeah.
Because probably no one is hiring right now unless they've already hired them, and then seasonally they're going to be done in January anyway.
Right.
So,
and TNA is in the process of, now that they've got a little bit of TV money, not a lot, but they've got more TV money than they've had. They're working on re-signing some people.
Yeah, and structuring themselves to
they're
be
like,
on
television. Some of those talent was smart and waited to negotiate once the TV deal was announced because they were smart. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are telling the truth.
I don't believe anything that comes out of
their
mouths.
But it just feels like, sure, Jan, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But since
exactly
we've been chatting for a while, I do want to get to make sure we get to a couple of things. So we did talk about Mercedes. I saw on Wednesday, I saw the spoiler. So I've known all week long.
The Alex Windsor thing.
And so I was trying to figure out, like, when we were doing because obviously we post our link to our stream a day ahead of time, and I was like, if I put Mercedes 10 belts in the caption, that's going to spoil it for people who have like Nikki did not know. Nikki missed, like Nikki didn't see it, and somehow she was like, if I see it, I see it. If not, and so somehow she made it, didn't see it.
I didn't see it, but I heard they were wrestling and assumed it.
Yeah, and so Mercedes obviously issued an open challenge to a local wrestler, and it ended up being Alex Windsor. And then she tweeted after the match aired. She said, "I said a local talent. She's not an MF and local talent. She's not even from Manchester." And so I saw initially when it happened that people who were RevPro fans were not thrilled because they have been building up someone else, and I can't remember off the top of my head who that woman is. They've been building her up to potentially be the person to beat Mercedes, and then they turn around and gave it to somebody who is employed by AEW, and so they were not thrilled with that, which I totally get. That would be like if I was watching Ashe build up somebody to take a title that Mercedes has, and then somebody else on the AEW roster won it instead of somebody in Ashe. Like I'd be upset about that. So like I get that. And some people were like, the other question was, if she was going to drop the title, why did she do it on a random TV taping? Why didn't she do it 2 weeks ago at the RevPro? Was she just competed in RevPro? Why didn't she drop it then?
Yeah.
Okay. So all a very good question.
Fair.
So I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
My guess is he wanted to do something big for the Manchester crowd because it was the biggest crowd they've had in England. They want to come. Okay, it was Kanji. Was it Kanji? I don't remember it being her name. I swear I thought it was somebody else's name. I mean, and I could be way wrong. I just don't remember it being Kanji's name, but maybe it is. I know it's all like I get it, and so perhaps Alex drops the title to that person, but it was obviously. And that's not to diminish Alex Windsor, but obviously it would be a bigger deal to take that title off of Mercedes than it would be from Alex Windsor. So I can completely understand. My guess is he wanted to do something cool for the Manchester crowd because 10,000 fans showed up. He wanted to do something memorable and made that choice. I'm sure he talked to RevPro and be like, hey, what do you think? I mean, and I don't think, and my guess is it was not something they decided last minute. I'm assuming he probably talked to the RevPro people.
I hope so.
Well in advance and was like, hey, we want to do something really cool for the Manchester crowd. We're going to have Mercedes drop this title. Or, I mean, for all I know, RevPro was like, hey,
we need our belt back.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was a Tony thing and not a RevPro thing. Clearly, I don't know for sure. But my guess is, I guess the reason it happened was they wanted to do it in front of the Manchester crowd to have something to get the big pop. They did have a really nice moment with Alex and her son celebrating in the ring, which was really cute. But yeah, so I can understand. If I were a RevPro fan, I'd probably be pretty pissed off that happened. So I get it. But I guess it also, how does this play into the bigger story of Mercedes finally dropping titles? Because that was the RevPro Undisputed British Women's Championship. It had 2 titles. So that is why Mercedes went from 12 to 10, because she was carrying she was carrying both of those, and she was counting that towards her overall total. So she now has 10 titles. Obviously, Red Velvet has beaten her. Are they going to have Mercedes versus Athena at one of the big Dynamites in January? Are they going to save it for February? And then have Athena be the one to dethrone her? Because we were kind of throwing some theories around last night in one of the chats that I was and we were talking about, like, because people were kind of thought it would be Willow to be the one to take the TBS championship for Mercedes. But then somebody was like, depending on how they're doing it, if the crash out is eventually going to lead to a babyface turn, then you would want a bigger heel beating her, and Athena would probably be the bigger heel, because Athena can be, obviously, she can be ruthless in the ring.
Yeah.
She's super aggressive. So do you have it? So they could go that route. Like if they're trying, as Mercedes loses these titles, you turn her into a baby face so that when she eventually becomes the world champion, she wins that title as a baby face. So they could go that route. But then I was also saying, like, you could, if you're going the heel route, you could also go with Megan Bayne, because
that'd be great.
I don't know what they're doing with her. Like, I don't know if they're waiting for, because Marina, they can't seem to decide how much they want her to wrestle. And she's been wrestling even with you. She's been tagging with Yuta and ROH some. Obviously, she and Megan were a solid tag team. So did they continue down that path? Because Penelope's injury, they are trying, I think they're trying to see if they can heal it without surgery first. So there's no timetable for her return. So do you wait for Penelope to heal and then put the tag titles on Penelope and Megan? Or do you do it on Megan and do you put it on Megan and Mercedes at some point? Or do you push Megan as a singles wrestler in the meantime? And so I was like, they got to figure out, they've got to do something with Megan. I feel like
I agree.
And so
she's awesome.
Yeah. And so you could have her beat, if you want a heel to beat Mercedes, then I think that Megan is a viable option. So it's just kind of, I don't know where they're going with that. It'll be interesting to see. But and then how quickly are we because she's lost 2 titles in less than a month. Well, technically 3 titles. So how quickly is she going to start losing these other titles? That'll be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. And you want to give, like, will she, like, I could see her potentially being women's champion by the end of next year, by World's End next year. She could potentially be champion. I don't know when she wins it. I mean, it just kind of sees obviously how this plays out and how quickly she loses these titles and where they're going with it. But so at least there's some interest there. Okay, so Michael says, yes, that is right. She did wrestle, thank you, that she could have just dropped it to Rio at RevPro Uprising, and I know she's a really huge talent there, besides Kanji. I know she's like one of their really big women. So, yeah, it's really interesting why they made the choice to do it there. I think Alex has been wrestling in the UK, I believe. And then I think also just helping take care of Will. So I don't know if that's part of the reason too. And I like Alex Windsor. I think she's really good, but like
she's great. I mean,
she's been
obviously
kind of out of the picture for a little bit. So, and the way she won it was really interesting, but I guess because I was like, that's how she beat her, was like she kind of reversed and was about to do a Russian leg sweep and like reverse it to a roll up and just beat her. But I was like, I mean, I guess that's the point. Kind of like Tony, like Chris beating Tony, kind of when the flash pin, and you have to merge. They were going back and forth so well that she just had to because obviously all it takes is 3 seconds for a title change to happen.
Right.
So I was just kind of surprised that that's how it happened, but I was like, I mean, I guess it makes sense that you're at that point.
I guess the idea would be if you're storytelling, Mercedes is losing it a little bit, so she's fumbling.
Right.
In those, I mean, if you're going to sell that, right, the idea would be that because it's in her head now, she's starting to fumble because that spirals. That's how, I mean, we're humans.
And now she's lost 2 matches in less than a month. She's getting ready to lose at World's End.
Right.
I don't think they're putting the tag team titles on her after having Babes of Wrath lose. So she's getting ready to lose a 3rd match with it, even though she's not losing titles there, she's continuing to lose. Which is going to play.
She's on a losing streak.
Right. Exactly.
And she's supposed to be money.
Right. So I think, it's really interesting.
The CEO is sliding. This is going to be great. I can't wait for people to shut up about all the crap because they're going to see how awesome this is. It's finally starting.
And see, Michael, when I saw the spoiler, I was like, oh, is it happening in the Wednesday episode of Collision or the Saturday episode? And then it happened on Saturdays. And it was spoiled. We all knew because I saw it like right after it happened. I saw them talking about
and like I said, I didn't see it, but when I saw the match that was happening, taping, I assumed it because she had already won the one.
Yeah.
So and then I watched the match yesterday. Obviously, watched it. I caught up Because
Yes.
I mean, that was a really good episode of Collision.
Yeah, Collision was like it was stressful writing it, but
I'm
it had
sure.
so much, like, especially because Speedball and Jack were like matching each other for everything they were doing in the beginning. It was just like,
Yeah, for me, for Happy
The
Mark
match
me, I was
itself, like-
totally psyched.
yeah, as a fan, loved it. As a person covering, not so much, as why I'm gonna die on Christmas.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Christmas is gonna take me 5 hours to write. Christmas, it's gonna be December. It's gonna be Boxing Day by the time I get finished with everything.
Sam's Boxing Day is going to be like it's 1:35 a.m. and
I'm still writing this stuff.
and I'm still writing out insecurity.
Right. And I was like, and this is funny because I was like, I don't write everything that happens. I still cut stuff out, and there's still so much that happens. And if, again, as a fan, I love it. As somebody who covers it, I hate it.
Yeah, stuff.
Well,
Well, that was like, it's so funny because like they're doing an NFL game on Christmas.
3
which
NFL games.
It's stupid. Like
They always do. Well, they always do NFL games on Christmas. They're doing 3, but WBD is the one who wanted this. This is Warner Brothers.
They didn't always do them. They've
been doing Christmas football games for
a little bit now. But like, so our
while.
guys were talking about this though, and it's kind of a good point. It's like you've already got Thanksgiving. It's like, can we give these folks a break?
No.
Like at least Tony is taping it, because I was like, oh, is Tony going live on Christmas too?
No, he's pre-taping it, but somebody still has to cover it.
Right, exactly. But that's like I was talking to you, and so the guys that are on our local radio were talking about, I have to cover this, which means I have to spend my Christmas also doing this. That's my job. That's the thing. And so it's not just the athletes and all the other people. Yep. And at least in your case, like, but it's not like you can watch the pre-tape and write the thing. They're pre-taping it, but they're dropping it.
But no one knows. Have to, like, I can know the match order,
but you don't know what's going to happen.
Right. I mean, some people will have, so it's just,
so it's really,
it is what, it's frustrating, but we'll see. Maybe, but this was a Warner Brothers call.
I know. It's money. Give me the cash.
Funny. Yeah. And the show's going to be great. Just at least they're making it worth my while, I guess, with the matchups that we're getting. But so then, of course, the other big spoiler, like I knew because one of my followers is in London, in England. She was at the show, so she was tweeting things, and like I had kind of gotten offline, and then she posted that MJF returned and signed the contract, and didn't realize because she's a New Japan fan, like she has a New Japan YouTube channel, and she knew, so she goes to AEW shows, but I don't know how close, like she didn't realize that would have been a spoiler. She was like, I always post from shows, so I didn't realize, like most of the people in the comments were nice to her, but some of them were like, somebody was nice and was just like, hey, you should have just put spoiler. And then somebody was just like, was a real asshole to her about it. And she was like, I always just post, like I didn't realize. But I was like, on the other hand, like this is what we've been saying was going to happen. MJF was going to come back and cash in that contract. We thought it was going to be just on Hangman. We wondered if it would be for World's End because that's where he lost the title 2 years ago to Samoa Joe. So you and I have been saying
they started talking about the diamond ring again, which is like MJF territory.
That's where I knew MJF was going to be there Wednesday, and I couldn't tell. I was like, I thought, I was like, oh well, maybe he's coming for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. And then as the segment started, I was like, oh, because I think I didn't read her tweet. I just saw MJF and I swiped out of the thing. And so then I was like, and then like as the segment was starting, I was like, oh, is this where Max comes back? Okay. So, right. I know. Yeah. If you live in the UK, you get used to spoilers unless you stay up all night. Which is why I don't know why people were, because they were in the UK. I was like, they're filming the show now. Of course, they're going to get spoilers. And it was completely innocent from her. She was just, well, and
the only way to avoid a spoiler in 2025 in December is to say the F off the internet until which time you have watched said thing.
Like, if I remember correctly, I don't even remember if she was hashtagging stuff, but when I liked the photo, it had like less than 100, and then when I saw it the next day, it had like 1,000 likes on it. So, like,
we live in the digital age.
So we all knew MJF was getting ready to come back. He has a contract, and they're getting ready to do the Dynamite Diamond Ring. You and I have been talking about it for weeks,
forever. We've
So,
been like, where is
I
he?
was-
Where is he? Where is he?
Yeah, and so I was more surprised by Mercedes dropping her title than MJF returning.
Yeah.
And
Ditto.
so MJF is back.
Yay.
Before he left, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back as a more dangerous version of myself. Bitch, where? You wear the Sting mask. New year, new me, and you rip off your mask and you're still the same MJF. Like, it's still the same old thing. And so, like, I was like, okay, we're here. I was like, oh, so now this is a 4-way match. Okay, because this is what we need.
Of course it is.
Of course it's a 4-way match. All right.
Oh, I got so mad when he came out and brought that thing out. And I went, oh no, it's a week before. The first words out of my mouth when he did it,
Oh no, I saw him and I was like, that's what the tweet was. That's what he had. Because like I said, I stopped reading her tweet. And I was like, damn it, this is where we're going.
I realized it as it was happening, and I was like, that's right, it's a week away, and it has to be a week.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So I was like, okay, so we are really doing the world's end thing. So MJF comes out.
Yeah, I liked the Michael Corleone thing too, except he's Fredo.
I know that
he wishes.
One of the things I like about AEW is that they don't have scripted promos.
Yeah.
Some people, like Max Caster and Maxwell Jacob Friedman, need scripted promos. Because referencing a sexual abuser and comparing him to your coworker is nonsense. It is. I knew as soon as he said you're both moguls, I knew exactly where it was going, and I was already pissed. I knew where the fuck this was going, and I was like, do not compare him to a sexual abuser. What are we doing here? And of course he did it. And Swerve just has to take it. And Swerve just has to stand there and listen to this man compare him to a predator. And he can't. I'd knock him out. I don't care.
Please.
If this is unscripted, just knock him out. Because if you were comparing me to a sexual predator, you would not be leaving that ring on your feet.
No.
And the other two just had to stand there and listen to it and could not react. And I was just like the promo against Swerve was fine when we're going, I knew you when you were, kept calling him Shane, kept calling him his government name. I knew you back. Like, that was fine. Even saying WWE, he didn't do well, which you could just say WWE fumbled Swerve because that's the truth. Like, even that's fine, whatever. It's not necessary, but it's MJF. I come to expect it. But when you are using a sexual predator, not only are you comparing your coworker to a sexual predator, you are minimizing what happened to those victims by mocking things about baby oil and things like that. You are mocking victims. That is completely unacceptable, and Tony Khan needs to do something about it.
Especially with what's going on in the larger media sphere right now with trafficking and all of this thing be a hot button issue. I mean, look around. Our entire government is being monopolized right now, and whether distraction or otherwise, about something that's exactly relating to that sort of thing.
Right.
And this is one of the seasons with like big gatherings and stuff, especially around events like we talked about, Dr. Carr about, is that these big events are like hot button spaces for trafficking and for people being abused and all these other things. So not only are you doing that, you're doing it in a space where that kind of thing gets upticked, and there's so many reasons why that's not cool.
Yeah. And then
they got mad about a pizza cutter.
Not only is it, topical as far as what's happening with our own government and them hiding things, redacting things and that, but
them using black highlighters all the time.
The rival company you just spoke about is in the middle of a lawsuit
for this exact thing,
who is claiming very similar things. And so you are diminishing that, you are mocking that, but you are mocking these survivors, and it pisses me off I don't care if
Well, and then you're sending a message to the ladies in the locker room about how much you care.
And then his wife is out, and I know it's her bit that she's been doing, and his wife is out here tweeting about how she still hasn't been on a honeymoon. This is not the time. Stop your bit. You're not an on TV character. You are a personality who interviews backstage people. Your husband is out here talking about making fun of predators. I don't give a shit if you've not gone on your honeymoon. I don't care.
No.
And I know
saying
of course
that
he's
should
not going
concern you as much as it
to address
concerns us.
that what he said, but like I don't give a shit that you've not been on your honeymoon. That's not my problem. Your husband is out here comparing. He's minimizing sexual abuse, and he's comparing his coworker to an abuser. I don't give a shit whether you've gone on your honeymoon. Just stop. So I like, and then regardless of that, his promo went on really long, which is what he does. And I know, yes, on the one hand, you do have to address 3 different opponents. So like, I get that. But like, that segment could have been like 5 minutes shorter.
I mean, like every MJF segment.
And I know he's not been on TV for a really long time. And so he's trying to get back into it. He's trying to sell this match. He's got a week to sell a match and why he's in it, which would have been fine. And of course, and he's going into which is what he does. He's very childish. He's calling Samoa Joe Sloppy Joe. He's gone back to calling Hangman Seabiscuit, which is whatever.
You know why I don't like that bit? And I'm going to be really totally honest, is that to me, like, especially with like again, I'm going to go back to the culture of our society right now a little bit, because calling people names is such a like boomer thing that they do when they can't come up with anything sane or reasonable to make an argument with. Mm-hmm. And you see that happening at the highest levels. Right. So when he uses stuff like, when he says things like Sloppy Joe, I hear somebody else's voice that I don't necessarily want to hear, and other people surrounding said person. Right. And that makes me even more cringy because, and we've talked about this with MJF forever, you're not a dumb guy. Do better.
Not at all. And that's the thing, like MJF, like when he does things like this, like I don't care about him. I don't care how good he's in the ring. I know he's a good wrestler.
I know he's a good wrestler. I know he's a good promo. I hate that. I hate it. It makes me feel it's cringy. It takes up too much time on my TV. And it's not really, it's the same cycle with MJF as it's going to be. So what? You're going to like do a bunch of things where they have to like fight you. And then
absolutely. Maria, I disagree. First of all, their promos are not scripted in AEW. And secondly, heat promos, you do not have to. It's one thing if the name calling I think is childish and it's whatever.
It's not for me.
You are comparing someone to a sexual abuser, that's a fucking problem, and I will absolutely take it seriously because you are normalizing that kind you're normalizing that kind of behavior. You're normalizing that it's okay to talk about stuff like this in that manner and to joke about it. And that's to me that's unacceptable. I will absolutely complain about it. I mean, if you're talking about the name calling, sure, whatever. But the name
calling is just not for me. It just reminds me of certain groups of people that I don't.
Yeah, the Diddy chants I absolutely were not okay with either. That was embarrassing.
That's just no good.
That's just embarrassing that anybody would do that.
We don't need that right now, and I definitely don't want it. Like, especially on my.
It's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just it's lazy. Like it's 2020, almost 2026. It's lazy is all it is. That's
just not for me. I mean, my answer to that is it's just not for me because it seems like I know a lot of people do it and they call each other names and they do all these things. It's just, to me, it's so tired. I mean, for MJF, that's basically how he cuts promos, and it's almost making is he great on the microphone, or is he just really great at like making and doing all this?
Well,
and I mean,
it depends. It depends on who. Like, if he cares about the feud, he's good on the microphone. If he doesn't care, then I don't know. He's awful. And then and I go back to this feud a lot, but his feud with CM Punk, like Punk was wiping the floor with him on the mic, and he would get flustered and he'd spin 10 and 15 minutes, and he's just digging himself in these holes, and then he'd finally get back around, and then these promo segments are lasting 20 minutes because he can't, like, he was just struggling. And like, I get it, sometimes you're on live TV and things like that, but like, so sometimes, like, is he a generational talent? I don't know.
I mean, he's a great wrestler. He's really good on the mic. I get all those things. It's just with that stuff for me, it seems pretty lazy and it emulates the kind of behavior that I'm just not interested in right now.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with
that. Yeah, because Nikki made a reference to it, and I actually saved this tweet because we had this conversation with Darius Carter, who, when he was on this show, he's obviously a heel character. We talked about heel promos, and we talked about laziness and how certain people on major television companies go for the rotting fruit on the ground, which is what MJF often does. He goes for what's rotting, and Darius Carter tweeted and said, I assume this was directed at MJF. He doesn't call him out by name, but he said, applaud laziness, and laziness becomes a standard. Effort makes art special. Remember, remember. And he tweeted that the same. And I was like, he's right. And so I quote tweeted and said, a heel who doesn't have to go for the rotting ground. And as a rotting fruit on the ground, and my friend was like, it's not even rotting fruit on the ground when you compare to Diddy. You're digging dirt and just pulling stuff out of the underground. That's buried.
I mean, we shouldn't be probably putting over sex criminals on television at all, but I certainly don't want to see it on my AEW television.
No, it was completely, I hated it. And so it makes me not care. Like, I was like, okay, fine. Like, and he was making
and I'm glad he got a pop, and I'm glad that was a special thing for Manchester.
That just completely took me out of it, and I hope they all beat his ass. I mean, maybe that's the point. Maybe he is going to get beat. Maybe that's just...
I hope so.
Maybe that was the point. If the point was for me to hope MJF gets his ass beat, then it worked. But I really have a huge problem with...
Yeah, I mean, my hope would be that all three of those guys just put a beat down on that guy.
Yeah. Right. So, and that's the thing, he is good on the microphone, but too often it devolves into cheap tricks and cheap shots at the expense of real life victims. And whether he thinks so or not, it whitewashes awful abuse, and it normalizes it. Because if you hear somebody like that continuing to say things like that and has no, like, that's why the Max Caster stuff kept happening, because he was trying to be an edgelord, and you're normalizing making fun of abuse.
And that's why I don't.
And I have a huge problem with that.
That's for me. That's why I don't go in on it, because I see too much of that behavior in everyday life right now as a society. And so when I see it in that, even though it's make believe, and I get it, it just, to me, it's like there's so many other ways that you could go. But as
we've talked about many times, wrestling often reflects real life.
Yeah.
And that is part of it. There are parts of it that it's just, I think the other part of it, just obviously besides minimizing victims, it is happening in wrestling. Speaking out happened 6 years ago. It has not gone away. It's still happening. You have sex pests, people who are named in this, who are still trying to come back into the business. You have people that you employ in your company who was named and speaking out. I'm not going to let you forget that Darby Allin was named and speaking out twice. I will bring it up every single time.
I mean, Don Callis, for better or worse, also has sexual allegations against him.
There is
before speaking out.
Very serious rumor that has been out about Don Callis for the last couple of years.
I think that was before speaking out. So
it was. I think it was.
It was like sort of, but then it really actually got brought to bear probably more as a result of that coverage happening. But I mean, there's other people. Justin Roberts had. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a
lot of people. And if you're going to try to make Darby Allin be the face of your company, I'm going to bring it up. And Mark Davis went and wrestled at RevPro, and he wrestled Trent Seven. Trent Seven had some pretty egregious things said about him during speaking out that he was accused of. And people just and he got it. He was working for TNA for a while, and then Mark Davis just wrestled him.
Well, and then you have to ask yourself if it's cultural at the company. And I mean, we know. Yeah, that's not cool. It's not for me. I mean, I get it. If that's your thing, that's great. But for me, it just still continues to be like, he's a really great wrestler and has potential to do really great things with his mic skills, but he just kind of does that and whatever.
It's lazy. It's lazy and it's unimaginative.
I don't like when I can see the potential in something. It just bugs me when I'm like, there's a lot of potential there, and you're just wasting it.
You're a generational talent, but you can't cut a promo without body shaming someone, without name calling, without saying whatever for cheap heat. How generational are you? Are you maybe in the 70s when this was what you did? But it's 2026, my guy. What are we doing? And like Michael says, yeah, it's lazy. And even if you don't think about the content, it was baby oil, gold chain, dog shit rapper P. Diddy. Get it? Well, and also, as my friend pointed out, she was like, he said it to the only black person in the ring on top of that. And this came from a black woman who mentioned it.
Interesting.
And she said,
She
said that, she was like, I don't like it anyway, but he also said that to the only black person in the ring.
That's and of course I wouldn't. But you have to listen to people's experience. Like you have to.
Exactly. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Jericho did have allegations against him as well.
Correct. He's had them. And I've read his books, so.
Yes, me too. I have.
He's not like. He doesn't like outwardly say things, but you can tell by the things he says that what he's been about. And I've heard stories also, obviously. But let's be real. Like, I was an athlete as a lady, and that sort of stuff has been going on in athletics, whether it's a man's thing or, look at the University of Michigan right now. What a mess. Like, and that's a chronic problem with athletics because they still always sort of have this attitude of a locker room thing and boys being boys and all that stuff. And it's like, sure, that's great. But I was playing since I was 5 years old, and that's 4 decades on now. And I'm so tired of locker room talk and boys being boys at this point. Like it just, it's just, this is not a good time for that, especially like you've got all kinds of problems in sports with that too. Just no.
Right. Yeah. And,
0 out of 0 stars.
Yeah, and Crash said, I don't think we have enough of these conversations about normalization and whitewashing in the main. It has very serious repercussions. Many don't realize it until it happens to them or someone they know. Exactly.
Well, and it's a form of programming at the end of the day because it's big. It's essentially like when you say it, you're normalizing it, you're dehumanizing it, you're making people apathetic to it, you're taking their attention away from the importance of what's going on and then making them feel like, we're supporting wrongly accused men. It's like, no, you're not.
Right. And I did see, once I got on, because I typically am on Blue Sky more during Dynamite and things like that. But when I got back on Twitter, I saw quite a few people who were calling that out. And some of it were coming from women in the wrestling media who were calling it out, which I'm glad to see. There are a couple of men, which is nice to see because it shouldn't always be on women to call out that behavior. Men need to call
I appreciate it. It's grateful. It happens. That's like, Mick Foley talking, like someone asked us in the comments about the Mick Foley situation. And I think we addressed it a little bit last week, but I would love to think that, first of all, that was the line.
That's been on the one hand, good for him. And yes, he's standing up, I guess, to the Trump administration. But of all of the things WWE has done, why is that the thing?
And also, you've been a pretty strident Vince supporter anyway. He's in a tough situation. You're one of those.
He's also been one of the people who was very adamant about what happened to Ashley Massaro and talking about it and how it's wrong. Yet you still sign the Legends deal.
Yes, I would love to believe that Mick is done and that he's off to the thing.
Well, no,
whatever.
He said the comment was, as long as Trump is in office, I will not work for WWE.
So he left it. He always goes back.
Trump is no longer in office, or maybe does that extend to JD Vance if he were to somehow get elected? But then he'll come back. So it sounds, and maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's trying to. I know you got to get paid. I get it. I understand these things, but his issue is with Trump, not with WWE. He doesn't, and I get it. It makes sense. Like, I do know that, like, he has said that when he has spoken out before about how he doesn't like some of the involvement with WWE and Trump, people in Alabama asked for refunds for their tickets, like they didn't come to the show, and so he is losing money. So, like, on the one hand, like, yes, he is taking a stand and he is getting money. I mean, he is losing money, and he is, like, there is that side of things. But then on the other hand, like,
yeah, it could be.
And on the other hand, like, the things that Vince is accused of in that lawsuit are extremely vile. And that's not to say, like, what Trump said about Rob Reiner is vile. Like, clearly vile. But, like, why is that the line? Like, maybe he'd been thinking about it for a while, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not saying that Mick, and, good for Mick for, taking a stand, but why was it this? Why was it not what was?
And I can't say
why
that
not? And
I'm
maybe
skeptical that he'll never go back. That's the problem.
Not to say, like, that he. I don't know. It's just it's a really frustrating situation to see somebody, because I like Mick Foley. I am a fan of his. I like him. And I know that it's not always black and white. And I understand all of that. And I'm trying to, on the one hand, applaud him for standing up, knowing he's going to lose money, knowing he's going to get attacked. But, like, on the other hand, like,
yeah.
Why is that your line? Why was that comment your line? Why was that what made you, not what was in that lawsuit? Why are you still supportive of Vince? Because Vince gave me my career. Like, so that I can't, it's hard to, so I don't know. It's just, like, on the one hand, good for him. I know that took a lot for him to do that, but on the other hand, like,
it's hard to say never with this situation.
Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really complicated situation to navigate this type of stuff. But and yes, before we go, because I know we've been here for a while, I do quickly want to talk about the Dusty finish that we got with FTR and Bang Bang Gang. Very frustrating. I was covering it, of course, so I was like, oh, okay. It's like, this is what we're doing here. So do you think the Dusty finish, does that hurt the Bang Bang Gang to lose like that? Or do you think it affects them really? Like, what do you think about the Dusty finish with that?
I don't necessarily think it hurts them. I don't think it's a great idea. I think if you're trying to build them as potential, like, rivals to FTR, it doesn't look so great. Maybe they feel like they'll have to redeem themselves when they get another shot at it. FTR is so played out for me. So them having, like, I don't have as deep a beef as you do. I think that they have been great. I think they've done their thing. I think their feuds with Aussie Open and a lot of those other things they were awesome. Their Briscoe matches, whatever. But then at some point, the shine wore off and they saturated me. And so now for me, they're a lot like somebody else, like another, just like wrestling act that's doing the same thing over and over again and all these things, which is not something I'm looking for in my product. So when they do stuff like that and they're the champions, which is already like, so I mean, I can't figure out what they're at here. Like,
was it like, it almost felt like, did they do the Dusty finish because FTR is they're the 80s tag team, like they do the 80s style tag team wrestling, so they're like, you
can make that argument, but if
is that like, where we're going with this? I don't think this is where we're going. My hope is that, because the Bang Bang Game is getting over. Are they as over as the Acclaimed was at the time? No, not yet. They could be. My hope is that this leads to a rematch that they do like when Swerve and Our Glory beat the Acclaimed, and the fans were like, "What are you doing? We want the Acclaimed." So they ran the match back 2 weeks later, and the Acclaimed beat them and won the titles. And I know Bang Bang Gang is not at that level of popularity right now, but they are getting over. And so my hope was this was going to be, we're going to run it back at World's End and put the titles on the Bang Bang Gang. I don't think I'm that lucky. No, I don't think that's what's happening, especially if we're saving, if they really are trying to do this for Cope and Christian to come back and get the titles, if that's where we're going with this. But how does having a dusty finish get you to that? Like, how does that get you? Because you did not definitively beat Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, this feels like
are you going to have a rematch with the Bang Bang Gang only to have them lose again?
But not so dustily?
Yeah, right. Are you going to beat them clean this time? Because Juice and Jay beat FTR clean last year. And so, and the Guns, our former tag team, Austin and Colton were tag team champions. Juice and Austin could actually win the tag team titles and be a solid tag team. I don't think that's what we're going. I think we're waiting for Cope and Christian. But then what are you doing? So how quickly, maybe they don't do an immediate rematch. Maybe they just keep denying them and be like, no, we won. The record book shows a win. A win is a win. And Juice can say it was a dusty finish all he wants to, and we're just going to keep denying them a rematch. Or do you go ahead and you do the rematch at like World's End and then have them definitively beat them this time, and then you move them on? Like, how fast are Cope and Christian coming back? I know Percy Jackson has premiered. That's where Adam Copeland has been. Adam Copeland was filming that. It's premiered
and doing his junkets, I'm sure.
Right. So can you come? Are you coming? Like, how are we getting this? Like in January? Like I know Maximum Carnage is the big Dynamite that's happening next month. That's where they're doing the Dynamite Diamond Ring match is going to be at Maximum Carnage. So like, so what was the point of the dusty finish? Like, was the point to, like, I don't know. Like, I guess you can say that, yes, Bang Bang Gang are a really good tag team, that they could beat the champions, but you have to do a dusty finish to make that happen. Like, what was the point of that other than they're the 80s tag team, so of course they're going to get the ones to be the 80s, the dusty finish. Like, what do you accomplish by having a dusty finish here if you're not going to turn around and have them have a rematch in which the Bang Bang Gang wins the title?
Well, and even if you are working to Cope and Christian, like, what end is that? So you give them the belts and then what?
Right.
How long are Cope and Christian realistically going to be tag team champions?
Right. And I don't know if this is the plan. I had heard one theory.
I know. It's just a theory that's out there.
I know it's a theory. I heard the theory back before FTR won the titles that FTR was going to wrestle Cope and Christian. Cope and Christian were going to win the titles. Cope and Christian would then lose the title to the Young Bucks. So that we could get the feud of the Bucks and Edge and Christian, or Cope and Christian, before they retire or whatever that they get.
Okay.
I don't know if that's where they're actually going. I could see that being one.
That's fair.
I could see that being one route they're going. Perhaps that's but then where are you going to put in some of these younger tag teams? Like, at some point, like, on the one hand, like, clearly I'm a huge tag team wrestling fan. I love the Hardy Boys. I love the stuff that they did with Edge and Christian. For me, I don't need Cope and Christian to have the tag team titles. I understand. I don't have a problem with them holding it. I don't want a long title reign from them, but I understand wanting to respect them, give them tag team titles, and let them hold titles so that when you are going through their accolades, they can say, hey, they held the tag team titles in WWE, TNA, and AEW. That's what would have happened to the Hardys had the stuff with Jeff not
gone that way, yeah.
Had things not played out
well,
that way.
And we saw what happened with Sting, so that's awesome.
Right. Yeah, and so, like, I can see that. And like I said, I don't necessarily have for me, I don't need them to hold the AEW tag team titles. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I don't need a long title run, though. Like, 3 months is fine. Like, I don't need a 6 months. But then are you going to drop them back to the Bucks, who obviously are doing some of the best work in their career? But, like, are you going from FTR to Cope and Christian to the Young Bucks? Then where is your jet speed and your gates of agony and Bang Bang Gang, where do they fit into all this?
Well,
When are
and
you gonna
Dusty
start
finishes
belting-
don't
when are you
help.
going to start belting these younger teams?
And dusty finishes don't help build tag teams.
Right.
So they should be legitimately beating people, I feel like, right now,
Right.
not doing shenanigans. I mean, I know it's FTR and they do shenanigans and that's their
Right.
thing. And maybe that's it. FTR's always done shenanigans. They're always going to do shenanigans. They're going to do shenanigans until they shenanigan themselves right out of the belt. Fine.
Right.
I just don't think that's a great way to build. Like, when Jay does come back, or even if he doesn't, like, Bang Bang Gang is getting some, like, push behind them again. So
yeah, and the fans are getting behind them. And again, like I said, they're not at the Acclaim level of
no,
fan
but
response, but they could, depending
they
on how
sure
you're
could be.
I was gonna say, depending on how you're booking them, and perhaps a dusty finish helps that. Maybe that helps
Maybe.
the fans get behind them even more. I don't think
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Maybe
I
it's like an
don't think you
underdog
don't
type deal.
I don't think you need a dusty finish to do that when they're already getting over. Of course, like I said, it's not the Acclaimed level of over, but you could potentially, depending on how you play this, you could get them into somewhere in that realm. But does a dusty finish help them do that? And perhaps it does. But to me, it feels like, ha ha ha, you dumb idiots.
Yeah,
You think you're good at, you know, and then we'll see. And maybe they get, but my guess is they get a rematch and they lose. So then what's the point? And, you know, Michael says that he tricked himself into thinking we were getting a Jay White return. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to play myself. It is hard not to.
No, he had a pretty
Especially when you
serious
have
injury. I don't
Jay
expect to
Coogan.
see him until early next year. Like,
I think it might be even longer than that. It sounded
spring,
like,
maybe. I would be like conservatively.
yeah.
I mean, him and the Groundhog might show up around. Actually, the Groundhog will probably show up
before Jay does. Yeah. And Crash says Bang Bang Gang booking is just disjointed. Every other week, Ace Austin is missing too. Like, despite Juice and Austin's stellar work building this program, bookers are just waiting for Jay to return. And we don't know when Jay is returning.
Yeah,
From
they
what
should just throw Ace in there and go with it.
understand, there is not a timetable for Jay's return. And when he tweeted a few weeks ago, Fightful was like, he's not expected to be back for a while. And sure, maybe that's what they're, you know, they don't want people to be spoiled. But
right.
I also feel like because he had it ended up finding out he had he was injured his hand, but had been having shoulder issues.
And then they ended up having this surgical
right. And so like he's healing basically from 2 injuries. So I don't know what the timetable. I hope it's soon because God, I miss him, but I don't know.
Well,
and then,
I mean, what is he in his 30s now? Yeah, so he's still fairly young. So his healing genes are still like, I mean, it's better. It's not as great, but it's better than being like in our decades.
Yes, me too, Fernando. I love Ace Austin with him. Ace Austin is a member of the Bullet Club. He was in Bullet Club. He and Chris Bayer in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, that's a perfectly fine replacement. And there's no way
Ace Austin is so freaking good. I've been a huge fan of his for a really long time. That match with Kyle Fletcher was incredible. Then he had an incredible match with Ricochet. Ace Austin is really good. Ace Austin is somebody that you could have carry a national championship. Like,
yeah, why couldn't
I would not
be
mad if he beats Ricochet for that title. Like, an Ace Austin should be a TNT champion. Like, that guy better have that TNT title within the next year and a half. You could.
I don't see why you couldn't plug him into the Bang Bang Gang until Jay comes back and still bring Jay back. And why can't it be successful? It can just be
and I don't know
stable
where, and like there's not a okay. Thank you. That's what I thought was early 30s, and there's not a timetable on when Colton is returning. And as we know from Nick Wayne, foot injuries are unpredictable.
Yeah,
also, Buddy Matthews. We know that they are unpredictable. And so I think I think Austin Gunn and Juice have really good chemistry. I'd like to see more of them. I'd like to see them consistently booked as a tag team more often. Get Ace involved in these backstage angles more often. They have a lot of chemistry together. Ace Austin's a lot of fun.
They're fun.
And until Jay gets back, I don't know where, we have no timetable on this. Let them be solid so that when Jay returns, like, he's got this formidable group that's been doing stuff since he's
Yeah, I
been
mean,
gone.
if Jay
and
comes back, he's
plug him
Jay
right back
White.
in.
He'll be fine.
Right, plug him right back in.
He'll come back, and even though he'll have a ring rust, he'll still be awesome on the microphone and a total douchebag like he's always been. He's like the greatest. He's one of my favorite freaking heels. He's like one of my favorite wrestlers, one of my favorite heels. Him and Juice were doing a great, like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you, Michael. I wanted Ace to be in the C2 in general because I know that the type of matches he can have because I've seen it. And so I wanted him in the C2 to begin with. I wanted Juice to be back. I wanted Juice in it since he got injured in his first match last year. But I know why they didn't, obviously, because of the tag teams. But I really thought that Ace should have been in it. And so when he got injured, I would have picked Ace too.
Over Jack.
Michael, I'm right there with you. And that's nothing against Jack.
Probably a story thing, I guess.
Ace would have been better. And yeah, I agree. Maria, Ace or Speedball should win the national championship. Yes, I agree. Like, I think Ricochet is a good person to establish a brand new title like that. And I think if he is taking it to the Indies, which he is, he's wrestling... Who did I see? Is it Starboy Charlie? Is that who he's wrestling? I just thought Ricochet was announced for a really solid match coming up, and now I can't remember who it is. I just blanked on who it is. But he's fine to establish it, but after that, like, I want to see it on a guy like an Ace, a Speedball, a Kevin Knight. Those type of guys, I want to see that title on. Yes. Yes, bring back Kyle O'Reilly from his kayfabe injury. Yes, please. See, I thought it was Starboy Charlie, but then I couldn't remember. Starboy Charlie is very good. I've seen him quite a few, not in person. I actually know, maybe I've seen him in GCW, but I have watched him on various independent shows. And I've seen him in DPW. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been in DPW. Regardless, Starboy Charlie is very good. And wrestling somebody like Ricochet is good for him. Starboy Charlie is somebody I would like to eventually see in AEW. I really like his work. Yes. Okay, so we have gone a really long time. Oh, also, just because I have it on here, if you have not seen Mike Gilbert's clip talking about why is Bad Dude Tito not signed, go watch it and then spread it with a hashtag sign Bad Dude Tito, because there is no reason that
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Tito is not signed, because he is super talented. Mel and I have talked about him since nearly day one on this show. We saw him back in New Japan Strong and we loved him.
Can he go back to TMDK?
I want him to go to Japan. So I don't know why he is not in Japan where you can book him like Vader. Like, I mean, I know Hartley's kind of been put into that position in TMDK because
Big Teats for
Big
president
he's great. And as far as I don't know why.
I didn't know they had done that. I'll have to go look. I'm sure they would. They will.
But Nikki,
I was watching their stuff about Watergate and Nixon being a total sham.
No, the reason Nikki saw it before I did. Nikki saw Bad Dude Tito posted it in his Instagram story.
Nice.
And she was like not paying attention. She was listening to me and had it playing, and she was like, "Wait a minute, that
sounds like Mike Gilbert."
She's like, "Yes." So she go back. It's like it took pay, and so he was like, and then like one of the last things. So I DM'd Mike yesterday to tell him, I was like, "Hey, Tito shared but he also quote tweeted it. Tito did. But I told him, I was like, hey, Tito shared this in his Insta story. That's how my sister and I saw that you even did this. And he said, talking about Mike Gilbert, Tito said, if he's that mad, imagine how I feel. Which, yes. So go watch I quote tweeted it from Powerbombshells with hashtag sign Bad Dude Tito. I posted it from my page.
Sweet, I'll check that out. I can't wait.
Go watch that clip. Bad Dude. If you're not familiar with Bad Dude Tito,
familiarize yourself immediately.
Yeah, he has wrestled in AEW before. He wrestled with. He's wrestled in ROH as well. He's been Muscle in AEW as well. He and Che, his tag team partner, who is Latino Meat.
If you've got your New Japan subscriptions, go back to a couple years ago.
BOSJ stuff. Yes. And then I saw, because he does a lot of West Coast stuff, so he's on some GCW cards as well.
Awesome.
Tito is, but also he's been because Shane Haste is based in California, I think, or he comes back and forth. And so Shane Haste and him sometimes do tag teams, and they got announced. They're doing it. They're wrestling in a tag team. They're wrestling as a tag team somewhere. But yes, go check out. Yeah, yes. Mike did say he was talking about how he's handsome as heck and how he's big and thick, and Tito said that's what his dating profile says. And then he said, just kidding. I don't use dating profiles because those are for uggos. Okay, Tito.
I love you, dude. I can't wait till and I'm gonna keep my eyes open for some wrestling shows coming to this town then if he's on GCW cards and stuff because they come around Detroit a lot.
He's been on the West Coast GCW shows,
sure,
the ones that they do in LA. Hopefully
New Year.
Maybe they'll put him because he's Bad Dude Tito's good. We've been talking about him since nearly like the first episode. If it wasn't the first 3 or 4 episodes, Mel and I have been talking about.
Yeah, he's been a staple of Power Bombshells love.
I would like to remind you, he was officially in TMDK before Zach was.
Correct.
Bronson Reed, who is Jonah, was doing the strong shows, and he was tagging with Tito and invited him to be in TMDK well before Zack Sabre Jr. became their front man.
Over.
So I just want you. And then because we used to yell at them because they put up the names and Tito's name was not on there. Yep. They'd have the little record spin. And I was like, where is Tito's name? He was here first. And then they finally put it in there. And now they use Hartley, which nothing against Hartley. He seems great. I enjoy his stuff. But you can have two big.
Yeah, they started TMDK before Zach took it over.
Yeah. Yes. Pretty much. And yes. Power Bombshell shirts are still available.
They are.
They are available on One Rad Tee. If you go to, sometimes if you go to the search engine, I went to One Rad Tee and searched Power Bombshells and it didn't come up. And then I spaced it out and it still didn't come up. But if you we have direct links in our Instagram, and our Twitter. I can't remember if it's in Blue Sky.
We can retweet them. I meant to mention that, yeah.
And they're, but yes, they are still available. They come in 3 colors. They are high quality. They are soft and they are made to order, which means they're not sitting in a warehouse somewhere. They do not make it till you place your order. They do ship worldwide. We don't know how tariffs affect any of that. So hopefully you just pay your one fee and that's it. If you have to pay for tariffs, that's not on us.
I'm really sorry.
We're very sorry.
We did not vote for that.
We don't know. We don't wish those were things. So as far as I know, tariffs will not affect you, but they do ship worldwide. They do have locations that it ships out of in different places. So yes, they are available. Probably can't get it in time for Christmas unless you pay a lot for shipping.
Yeah, I don't know because he makes them on demand. I don't think it would come in time.
No, it would not come in time.
But I am wearing the Christmas Garfichu shirt that was made by the very same person. So if you like this year that I'm wearing, you can also grab yourself one of these too. My favorite character, Mr. Garfichu, in his Christmas attire. Because the person who designed all of these, designed our logo too, is a friend of ours, friend of mine, good friend for a long, long time. I've known him as long as I've been podcasting, which is like going on 15 years, which is, wow. I don't know what to say about that. It's either a huge accomplishment or a huge embarrassment.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And also, yes, Michael, yes, it is like wrestling promoters don't follow wrestling because guys like Myron Reed and Bad Dude Tito are just walking around unsigned.
I know.
Listen, Aussie Open was unsigned until Kyle Fletcher got on the intranets and was like, we are not signed by anybody. Yes, we wrestle in New Japan, but we are not signed by them. And Tony said, oh, what? Okay, well,
I don't understand people leaving money on the table either.
And I will pay for Mark Davis's surgery.
Correct. I don't understand. People who leave money on the table are a mystery to me as well.
It's funny because Tony will say, and I know he does. I believe him when he says he watches wrestling and he watches this and that.
I believe him.
Bruh. Bad Dude Tito, how is he not signed? How is Myron Reed not signed? How is Starboy Charlie?
I gotta hear that.
Yeah, the Bad Dude Tito stuff is great.
I gotta hear Mike.
So hashtag sign Bad Dude Tito. If you see it, quote tweet it with that.
I will.
Maybe it'll get somebody's attention. Who knows? Listen, if it worked for getting R-Truth his job back, maybe it'll get Tito a job.
Power to the people. Maybe we can start using that on other things.
Oh God!
Remember Save Our Shows in CBS?
Yes.
Or CBS in the TV Guide.
Yeah. Oh right. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I said C. You bought them at a CVS. You could buy it at CVS. You could buy it at the grocery store. Back in the day, children, there was a piece of paper that.
All right. So thank you for sticking with us through pickle talk, weather talk, Christmas movie talk, all kinds of talk. We appreciate you. If you left and came back and had to take breaks, we get it. We will be back on. You get us twice in 6 days because we will be back on
we're here on Saturday this week.
Yes, we will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time to get you hyped for World's End. Because even if you're not, we'll help you. We'll try to help you get there.
That's what we were here for.
And then we will eventually get to our best of stuff at some point in January. But definitely come back on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Happy holidays to you all.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
And if you don't celebrate, Happy Thursday, Happy Wednesday and Thursday to you. Happy whatever it is that you celebrate. Hope that you have, regardless, hope you have a safe and happy and healthy holiday. And we'll see you on Saturday.
Yes, we will. Thanks, everyone.